Travis Kelce's looking like he's trending in the right direction to play football in week number 2. So get ready for that. Certainly some hurdles to get over, but Kelce looking more and more likely. Let's ride. Ekeler looking iffy. Whole bunch of news on screen, including some vows by Aaron Rodgers to return in 2024. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of news to discuss today. Then we'll hit some super chats. We'll hit some phone calls. We'll do some 30-second phone calls. We'll cook up some trade ideas and get to the week 2 preparation as we try and walk into week number 2 with our eyes wide open and our strategies in full effect. And it is buy low, sell high season mixed with adjust and adapt season. So get buckled up, get ready, get your big boy pants on. It's time to do some work. Now, Travis Kelce, there is some good optimism brewing right now in KC that this guy is going to be ready. Not only are there reports out like this one from Rappaport saying updates from Chiefs coach Andy Reid, tight end Travis Kelce knee was at practice or will practice, and he did a limited capacity. But we watched him. There's footage of him. And he's looking pretty spry. He's looking pretty quick. He's doing things, moving around, doing things you wouldn't do, I don't think, if you weren't inching toward playing week number 2. He's got a lot of time. I fully believe this guy will go in week 2. Could he have a setback? Yeah, I think a setback would be the only thing, in my opinion, that stands in his way. Ronnie says Pickens season. Definitely need to buy low on Pickens. I agree with you, Ronnie. Thanks for using your membership message to say that. Super chats will be answered in the order in which you're received after the news. So if you've got Kelce, you got to hold him because you probably can't trade him, nor do you want to right before he returns. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wait week 1 then trade him in week 2 unless somebody comes to your door and pays not only what you paid but more on draft day, talking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overall value. And even then, you don't necessarily need to make the move if it doesn't make sense for your team. But what I'm trying to tell you is Kelce's back, and in my opinion, he'll be back. Very, very strong likelihood that we'll see this news kind of trend in that direction. And then by like Friday, Saturday, it's like he's playing. You know, he's playing. We all know he's playing. He just looked good. He looked good. He looked too good out there to be the type of player that's not going to be playing on in week 2. So get excited about Travis Kelce. Austin Ekeler, on the other hand, I'm a little unsure what's going to be going down with this guy because Ekeler did not practice Wednesday with the ankle. He suffered it late in the game. He did return to the game, but then played on it, and it's possible they hold him out. It's also possible that he has enough time to get back onto the field and play football, but with Ekeler nursing an ankle injury, the Chargers signed running back Garrett Patterson to their practice squad. This isn't like a big indication that something might be at least 1 week long in terms of an Ekeler absence, but sometimes it is an indicator. So the fact that they brought anybody onto the practice squad makes you wonder what kind of roster movements are happening. This happens usually when there's a preparation of a player sitting out a week. So we just have to play it by ear. So hang tight on that. As far as Andrews, I don't know, Dark Knight, what's going on too much with Andrews yet. We'll have to wait and see and wait for news on Andrews. I'll be searching for it as we're live and making sure nothing breaks that I don't have up here. Okay, so hang tight on the Mark Andrews news. So Ekeler, start preparing to be without him, but he could definitely play. We just kind of play it by ear. But hang tight on that. This is not Ekeler missed practice to go to a funeral. He did, but he also wouldn't have practiced even if he was able to play. So that was also the report. So saying that he was going to be held out of practice anyway. So regardless of the funeral, he was not practicing. He wasn't going to practice. He is needing a day off because of the ankle. So we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, the practice squad move is an indication there could be some concern. Okay, next piece of news here is from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sending out a message to his fan base on IG, which indicates he will be playing in 2024, according to this. On IG, Aaron Rodgers posted, "The night is darkest before the dawn. I shall rise yet again," at the end of his message here. And I'll put this message here and read it out loud, actually, for everybody, the entire thing. It says, "Thank you to everyone, to every person that has reached out, called, text, DM, connected through a friend, etc. It has meant a ton to me, and I'll try to get back to all of you soon. I'm completely heartbroken and moving through all of the emotions, but deeply touched and humbled by the support and love. Please keep me in your thoughts and prayers as I begin the healing process today. The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again. Proud of my guys, 1-0. Jets." Awesome to hear, and I'm excited for Aaron Rodgers to come back, and I think this will be, at the end of the day, a very, very good story and an amazing comeback potentially. Hopefully, as for 2023, we have some damage control, but I believe there are some overreacting Oscars out there in regards to Garrett Wilson's value, and I'm coming in and I'm swooping Garrett Wilson up like a Captain Save a Smitty. I'll be there to save Garrett Wilson like Captain Save a Smitty. I'll be there. You want to give him away? I'll fly in and scoop him up. You want to treat him like 3rd or 4th round trash? I'll be there to save the day. He's mine. I'll take him from you. Do I think he's a top 8 to 12 overall player right now? No, I'm not an idiot. But I do know that his value didn't drop from being a 3 to 5 wide receiver down to a low-end wide receiver 2, where so many people are throwing this guy and discarding him to. Garrett Wilson still has the potential to be a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Big range. I admit, big range of outcomes for him in 2023, given the volatility at the quarterback position. We don't even know if Zach Wilson will last long enough. We don't know if Zach Wilson will be competent. I'm excited to see what could happen. He's learned a lot. He seems humbled, and he did get to sit behind Aaron Rodgers. And we've seen wide receivers survive top 10 wide receiver numbers before with quarterbacks worse than Zach Wilson. Okay, so let's not pretend he can't go out and have a magnificent Garrett Wilson, a magnificent year, even if it's lesser than we all hoped for and dreamed for. And it is what it is. But everybody's overreacting in the wrong direction way too far. So, and let's also keep in mind that this team's probably playing from behind. You know, they're going to have to throw the football. The defense is fantastic. Field position will be good. Opportunities to score will be plentiful, even if Zach Wilson botches a lot of them. There's still a lot of opportunity. Not to mention, I truly believe that Salah, coming from a Niners coaching tree, will have some intrigue to use Garrett Wilson at a capacity that mirrors a little bit of a Deebo Samuel-esque type role, where he says, I trusted Aaron Rodgers to throw said missile down the field to Garrett Wilson. Okay? I don't necessarily trust Zach Wilson to throw said missile downfield to Garrett Wilson. So what might be the San Francisco way alternative? Hey, Garrett Wilson, you come to the quarterback. Garrett Wilson, 1 yard, turn around, grab the football, screen, let's go downfield. And I truly believe Salah will get creative in trying to get the football into the hands of the playmakers that actually made things happen and brought this game to a close on Monday night, where the Jets won a game they shouldn't have won. And guess who commanded it? Who commanded the team? Zach Wilson. He threw a horrible pass to Garrett Wilson, but Garrett Wilson buttoned it up. He buttoned everything up. He got it all nice and tight, pulled the football in after he batted it around for a while because it was a bad throw, but that's what Garrett Wilson does. He can carry Zach Wilson in some capacity. But do I think that Salah will get creative and say, how did we score? How did we stay in this game? How did we win the game? We all know special teams won the game, but how did we really win the game? We really won the game because Breece Hall, playmaker, absolute dog, took the ball down the field like he was on a mission. How did we win? Absolute playmaker, Garrett Wilson, doing Garrett Wilson things, grabbing the football, doing one of these. Touchdown, Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson. What do we do moving forward? Get the football into the hands of our playmakers and let them make plays. I believe in Salah. I believe in Salah. I believe in this Jets team, and I believe in the defense. And while it's not rose petals, white doves, and absolute glory waiting for Garrett Wilson right out of the gate in 2023 in week 2, it is something that I believe, and I know it's a tough matchup in week 2, but it's something I believe he can overcome much better than people anticipate, which is why he's a buy low target. A buy low target. And as would have been this man, and was until probably right now. And maybe you could still buy him low from grandma, who doesn't know that he's coming back probably this week. Not guaranteed, not a lock, but we're smelling that it's coming. We're smelling that this man is inching toward playing. The tea leaves tell us so, and I think there's still an opportunity in grandma leagues and great-grandma leagues to go get this man a little bit cheaper than you should be able to get him, because even if he's returning, there are a lot of anxious Anguses out there that have been seeing Andrews, or maybe they own Andrews in another league, and they've had Waller, and all the early tight end options, or really all the tight ends, have been bust so far this year. Then I think people that have Kelce still have a little bit of a worry that maybe he's not going to make it through the year, because I'm watching all the tight ends drop like flies. I'm watching all the tight ends bust like crazy. So maybe I will trade Travis Kelce, and you can go buy him just a little bit cheaper before he gets back on the field. Travis Kelce, you're Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Garrett Wilson, little Garrett Wilson, buying low. Season is upon us. You are Smitty approved at the right price tag, Garrett Wilson.
You've just been Smitty approved.
And now we move on to the next piece of news. Davante Adams is dealing with a foot injury, missed practice on Wednesday. Let's monitor that and see if that becomes anything. This news right here, that's on Andy Reid talking about Travis Kelce. Jerry Jeudy, head coach Sean Payton, who you really can't trust with anything he says, to be honest, said Jerry Jeudy was close to playing on Sunday, according to NFL Network's James Palmer. Keep in mind, Sean Payton's the same guy that said, hey, Javante's going to get a full workload. And then a week later, hey, Javante's going to be on a snap count. So, like, this means nothing to me. Like, I don't know, even if this said, hey, Judy's out, probably could be out a while, I don't even know if I trust that. I don't know if I trust anything that Sean Payton's saying right now. So we're going to throw that over here and say, okay, and not saying I don't necessarily trust Sean Payton to get the football to Javante later on in the year, or maybe week 3, maybe week 2. We don't know, but will he eventually eat full course meals? I do believe so, because talent will win out, and Javante is talented. Javante is a tackle breaking monster, and he's getting his feet wet. And so I do think he'll be a force moving forward, but we just can't trust some of the reports is all I'm saying. Brandon Cooks, McCarthy said Brandon Cooks has a chance to play week 2. That doesn't sound very optimistic to me. Has a chance is usually no. When Dad said, yeah, later on there's a chance we could go get ice cream, you weren't getting ice cream. When Dad said maybe after work there's a chance we could go throw the football out back, you weren't throwing the football out back. So there's a chance he plays means he's probably not playing. Don't get your hopes up like you did when you were a little kid. This is maybe something that's not going to pan out for this week, nor should you be playing Cooks in fantasy football as your third wide receiver right now anyway, given that the Dallas Cowboy offense threw for no touchdown passes, had no passing touchdowns in week number 1, even though they won 40-0. This is an offense that I don't know how to how to identify what is what's up, what's down, except for they want to run the football. Like McCarthy did say in the offseason, he wasn't kidding. Now, granted, Pollard had 2 rushing touchdowns. That's fantastic. He was very efficient. He always is efficient. He'll probably always be efficient, but he didn't get the volume we wanted, but he still delivered. One of these days, maybe it's week 2, maybe it's week 3. We don't know. One of these days, this guy may not actually deliver when he's given just 10 carries. Same thing with Breece Hall in week number 2. I'm not saying sit Breece Hall. I'm not saying sit Tony Pollard. If you think that's what I'm saying, you're misunderstanding me and you're watching the wrong show, because this show is all about Pollard to the moon and Breece Hall to the moon. Absolutely. But I am just saying that there are volume desires that we have for these 2 players, Pollard and Breece Hall, and we can't wait to get them into a 15-plus carry or around 15 carries, 3, 4, 5 reception type of consistent locked-in workload. And I do believe that's coming for Pollard. I don't think there's any reason they would hold him back. He looks completely healthy. It's just a matter of flow, game flow, get Pollard going. And in 12, 14, 15, 16 carries a game is very, very easy for him. And he's a 5-yard plus carry running back per carry. So he's a monster. Breece Hall is a 5-plus carry running back. These guys are ultra efficient and they're absolute moon men monsters, Mars men. Let's go. So expect, as far as Brandon Cook's replacements, Puka Nacua, you've got a bunch of players you can get off waivers. Obviously, we did the waiver wire show already. Not much will change from my waiver wire segment. I can show it to you right now. I always keep it updated from the previous show and keep it ready to show and give you guys a little glimpse of it. So here's your wide receivers. Zay Jones is still available. These percentages were before the waiver wire claims went through, though. So these percentages are probably no longer here. Roschon was available in 85% of leagues. He's probably available in like 30% of leagues right now, maybe 25. Algier available in 44. He's probably available in like 3 or 4 or 5% of leagues at this point. Jaylen Warren, I venture to say Jaylen Warren went from 50 to either 44 or maybe up to 58. It could have gone either way. I think people probably cut him coming out of week 1, and he's a guy to target and pick up after the first waiver claims went through. Always monitor the transaction report. If you turn your notifications off because you're like me, you have too many leagues, you can't sit there and have your league management apps giving you buzzing sounds all day long going, Bob dropped Jaylen Warren, Bob dropped this guy and that guy. You can't deal with it. So you have to make sure you go back and monitor your waiver wire transaction reports, because Jaylen Warren could be sitting there. Isaiah Pacheco could be sitting there. A person like Rashee Rice could get cut. A player like Bigsby could get cut. A-Chain probably got cut in so many leagues, and A-Chain is sniffing potentially, I think, maybe some league-winning territory, and may eventually be on this waiver wire list at the very top at some point. I predicted Roschon would be atop my waiver wire list walking out of week 1, and I was definitely correct in terms of how I felt walking out of week 1. I think A-Chain at some point will rise up here and be a guy that everybody wants to own. Jaylen Warren, I predict, could be one of the very top pickups for week number 3, coming out of week 2 as people release him all over the place. Monitor the releases. McKinnon could get cut and be an absolute gem of a pickup, even though he disappointed in a crazy fashion. Pacheco could get cut. You have to keep an eye, keep tabs on all that. These are the waiver wire guys for week number 2. Week number 2. Next piece of news here. We got 524 of you in here. Punch that thumb up button. Only 95 thumbs up. 95 people have wiped their feet. Just 95. That's a low number. Those are rookie numbers. Pump those rookie numbers up, please. Appreciate you all. Christian Watson did not practice Wednesday, but there's a hint of optimism. I would say more so than Brandon Cooks is. There's a chance. It's just they're still resting him to make sure. And if they think they can throw him out there and get him in there in a practice on Friday, I think that there's a chance he plays. But they're trying to be cautious. I'd say it's 50-50 at this point. Very, very questionable. The definition of questionable, he's 50-50. So plan to be without him, but there's certainly a small chance, a little more than a small chance he could play in week number 2. I don't really want him playing if he's going to get re-injured, but I do want him out there as quickly as possible that, in a sense, if he can stay healthy. Anthony Richardson is no longer on the Colts Week 2 injury report with the knee injury, so don't worry about him. He's fine and good to go. And Kenny Gainwell will not play Week 2. There's a strong chance that Penny can play and will play. We'll have to see. So just hang tight on that, and we'll have to kind of see where Swift is at, because if Penny's ready to go, I don't know that nothing might change. Nothing might change. We don't know if Swift will even get more work because Gainwell's out. He could. Coach said sometimes he'll be the workhorse, sometimes he won't, in a sense, in so many words. And that wasn't like it was good to hear that they plan to use him sometime. But when he said sometimes he'll be the workhorse, sometimes he won't, it just left us with a bad taste in our mouth that, okay, well, sometimes seems to be more often than on a regular basis. So when are we going to be told? Will we know? Is it something that will be random? Will we ever have him in our lineup the day he ever gets like 12, 15 carries? I don't think we will. I think everybody's going to jump off the Swift train if they haven't already and look for him on waivers if he gets cut. But there's just not a lot of like hope right now for Swift to have consistency that we can predict. But this news at least gives us some hope that, let's say Penny can't go, or they say Penny will be limited, then it's Boston Scott and Kenny and DeAndre Swift with Kenny Gainwell and Penny injured. So we'll have to just play it by ear. For everybody asking about DeAndre Swift, I honestly don't know. It's going to be kind of a tough thing to predict this early on. We got Jay with the super chat. Jay, I'm going to drop your super chat here and answer these in order in which they came in. Christopher Silva with the super chat. Joshua with the super chat. G-Men with one. TM42. Appreciate you guys all dropping these. Thank you so much. I'm going to drop them in order in which they were received. And again, thank you guys so much. We got another $10 hauler coming in from James. James, I'm going to drop you right here in the corner. Appreciate you, James. It's going to take me a while to get through some of these, so please be patient and don't drop a 10,000. Smitty, you missed my super chat. I'm not missing your super chat. I'm dragging your super chat in a pile, and we're going through them. And there's a little bit of a wait here at this fine dining restaurant. But I promise you, once you wait for your table, you'll be very ecstatic at the service you get, and you'll love the view from said table. We got Ronnie with a $20 hauler right here. Ronnie, I'm coming for you first with a $20 hauler. Thank you so much, pal. We got Joe Wavy right here with a $10 hauler. We have Rax Poker with a $2. We got Griffin here with a $2. Thank you, Griffin. We've got another super chat here from Omar. Omar, thank you very much. Scott with a super. Thank you, Scott, with a $5. Thank you, Omar, for that $5. We got another $5 from Arian. Thank you so much for your super chat. We got a $20 super chat, just an appreciation one from Texas Red, dropping it like it's hot. We'll give him his flowers here in a second. Thank you, Texas Red. To the moon, first of all.
To the moon.
To the moon. Thank you very, very much, broski. Freddie dropping his super chat here. Freddie, thank you for your $5 hauler, Freddie. Freddie, I'm going to drop you off right here at the pool. Hang tight. I'm coming for you. This one's from Austin. Austin, thank you so much for the $5 hauler. And let's see here. We're getting close to the end here. Brooklyn, thank you for your super chat. Thank you, Michael, for your super chat. Thank you, P, for your super chat. Thank you, Brooklyn, again for your $5 hauler right here with nothing attached, but I saw your other one, so thank you for that one. Thank you for the double. Caleb dropping a $2 hauler here, and then we've got Brosi here with the $5. We've got Ronaldo with a $2. We've got Brock with a $2 and Young with the first super chat of the night. The first super chat always gets a standing ovation. Let's go.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy. Young. My boy Young. Okay, now we give Texas Red the flowers he deserves. Texas Red, thank you for your 20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
And then we've got this one here. So Texas Red, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. I'm going to put that right over here in the corner. Ronnie with the $20 hauler. Ronnie, let's go.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Okay, so Ronnie, thank you, my guy. Ronnie says, Brees owner wants Ridley. My team is Fields, Bijan, K9, St. Brown, Ridley, Kincaid, Watson, Pickens, Flowers, AR-15, JSN, Hurts, Bigsby. His team is Tua, Madison, Mixon, McLaurin, Tutu, Atwell, Mark Andrews, Brees Hall, Cowboys D. Bro, Brees owner wants Ridley. They're pretty close. The only thing that would make me comfortable even trading either one, because if you had Ridley and you said I'll give you Brees, I go. And if you have Ridley, the reverse, I'd go. The honest truth is, I love both of them. Ridley's a top 5 wide receiver. He looks like a top 5 wide receiver, locked and loaded. Brees looks like he's going to be a top 5 running back. And he looks the part right now. We're just, okay, what's the volume look like? Very tough first month schedule-wise. And if they only give him 10 carries, he can't average 10 yards a carry, can he? Maybe he can. So, it's just like, what's the workload look like in week 2? Tough matchup. Will they give it to him 12 times and he has 10 yards a pop? It's probably unlikely in week 2, but so we got to weigh that out. So Brees owner wants Ridley. I say if you wait a week, Ridley gains more value. Brees maybe drops a little bit. Maybe not to the astute owner, but he drops a little bit because I don't know that Brees Hall is going to outdo Ridley in week 2 with the matchup. I don't know that he's going to. So that's what makes me hesitant. So I almost say, can you trade something else? Like his team, he's got, I don't like his team. I mean, look, Tua's great, but you have Fields, and I know some would take Tua over Fields. I'm not backing down on my Fields content off of 1 week of football. When Hurts, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Fields, even Mahomes was down, even though Mahomes did kind of the best of the group. They're all down. We're gonna write off all the top 5 quarterbacks and just say Tua's the QB1. I'm not doing that. I think Tua is gonna flirt with the top 5 or 6 as long as he's healthy. If he's healthy all year, Tua's maybe 4 to 6. Tua's maybe 4 to 6 in that offense. Maybe 3 to 6. He really could be. I'm not trying to discount Tua at all, but there's the risk of injury. It doesn't go away because he looked great in week 1. Tua's either likely to get a concussion or he's not. It has nothing to do with his play. People need to remember that. I'm not saying I'm writing Tua off. I'm not saying Tua's not amazing when he's on the field, but Tua has to stay healthy. And if you throw for 400 yards and 7,000 touchdowns in week 1, doesn't mean you're staying healthy. One shot to the head, and I believe he's off the field. And he may not return the rest of the year because it'll be such a serious conversation. And so it's scary. You can be optimistic, and I'm glad for Tua, and I'm rooting for him. It's exciting to watch him. It's exciting. And I know everybody wants to be very, very anti-Tua. They want to be pro-Tua because it's a fun story, and I am pro-Tua as well. I very much love Tua. I do. And I remember last year we made fun of that this wasn't going to work out. Tua looks great, but the problem is I think everybody is a little too crazy off of week 1. They need to relax. They need to pump the brakes. They need to realize that the big 4 or 5 quarterbacks aren't going to be down at the below the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks. This is a buy low season, adjust and react season. We got to figure it out. Okay, so as far as this question here, bro, there's nothing on his team that makes me want to do this now. For you, for your team. Dallas defense, if he throws it in, will he throw it in? I don't know that he will. I think if you wait, Brees Hall will be a tad bit cheaper. And if he's not, you still have Ridley. So I'm going to say stand down on this one because you've got Calvin Ridley, bro. You've got Calvin Ridley. There's no reason for you to do anything crazy or make any insane moves when you've got Calvin freaking Ridley on your squad, bro. You're going to be fine. You're going to be amazing. Brock Culpepper dropping another super chat. Guys, you don't need to put, you missed my super chat, Smitty. Look at your super chats in this pile somewhere. So just relax, enjoy, kick your feet back. I'm going to go through them as fast as I humanly possibly can. Michael with the $20 hauler is going to get the business right here. Thank you for dropping that super chat. I think I'm caught up on the super chats as of this moment. As far as dragging them on screen, now I have to get through them. Michael,
Alert. Super chat alert.
Abanto Bijan Fields for my La Amon Ra. I go Bijan Fields, but that's really close. It's a good question. Michael with the super chat. My current lineup: Superflex, Fields, Aaron Jones, Monty, Olave, Ridley, Godwin, Kelce, Stafford. My backup running backs are Swift, Moss, Kelly, Hubbard. Got offered Anthony Richardson for Aaron Jones. Do I accept? So in Superflex, I would say injured Aaron Jones versus healthy, because he's off the injury report. That's tough, Michael. That's tough. I probably go Richardson because Aaron Jones is banged up. But that's because it's Superflex, and quarterbacks are so much more valuable in Superflex. I probably would take Anthony Richardson. He looks pretty good, bro. He looks pretty good. I would definitely say that could go either way. What's the chat think? Aaron Jones injured or Anthony Richardson Superflex? I think you got to go A. Richardson. Should I move my Saquon or not? Yeah, bro. I'm not loving Saquon right now. I'm not loving that offense. I'm not loving the field position, the lack of field position. I'm not loving the fact that Danny Dimes vultures. I'm not loving the fact they couldn't score a freaking point. I think things get better, but I certainly am not in love with Saquon. And if I could go down and get that Debo Walker combo, Pierce and wide receiver like Debo or higher combo for Saquon, if you can get someone to overpay and still give you top 15 overall value, I'd probably take it. Would I take Ridley straight up? Yes, I would. Would I take Gibbs straight up? Of course I would. Should I trade JJ and Roshan Johnson for Kelce and Saquon? Yes. And I maybe shop Saquon, but that is a lot of value, broski. You got to take that. That's a pretty good. Trading JJ is hard, but Kelce is still arguably a top 1 to 5 overall player. And so while JJ's the number 1, Kelce's still arguable to be the number 1. So I take Saquon. James with a $10 hauler. Appreciate James for dropping this one right on screen. That is a tough one, bro. That is a very, very tough one. I do try and flip Saquon, though. I don't trust Saquon fully right now. $10 hauler, 12-team PPR, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Mahomes, Chase, DJ. That's a tough one here, bro. Mahomes, Chase, DJ Moore, Ayuk, Gibbs, Brian Robinson, Hawkinson, Akers. Need some running back help. Trade ideas. Pick up Williams, Kyron. I mean, bro, I guess pick up Kyron, but like he's not. You got Akers. It's a good move, but who are you going to drop? I guess Sky Moore. Sure, I could drop Sky Moore. Is there value there? Sure, but who got dropped? Did Jalen Warren get dropped in the first wave of waivers? Is Roshan Johnson out there? Make sure you watch my waiver wire video to know the order in case there's a better player than Kyron. Kyron plays the Niners this week, so it's not a good matchup. As far as trades and what to do here, I don't know that Mahomes and Chase and DJ Moore. I'm just holding this crew right now. Would I maybe trade, because you can't trade anybody unless you sell them low? Am I trading Ayuk high with Brian Robinson, or Ayuk and Akers for a better RB, an ETN type caliber player, or maybe a Devontae Smith caliber wide receiver for Ayuk and Akers? Sure. Would I do that for Debo? Probably not enough, because Ayuk could maybe be equal to Debo or better or a little worse. And so I guess I would be tempted to do that if you love Debo, but I'd go a little higher than that. And past that, you've got to wait and let Mahomes and Chase pop off and bounce back. But I will be honest with you, bro. You either got to trade Hawkinson and get some sort of slam dunk move, or I don't know, bro. You got to figure something out, I think, later, but you got to wait until they pop off. You might have to divide and conquer a Jamar Chase or a Mahomes at some point, because that is not a deep team, and you might need to make some moves. So appreciate you dropping the super chat. This one here from Craig. Craig's a $20 hauler. I'm putting $20 hauler in the corner here. I got this Robbie boy with a $5. I'm going to put that right in the corner here. Hang tight, guys. I'm going to answer these in order in which I receive them. $5 hauler from Traded Ridley and Brian Robinson to a running back needy team for JJ. That's a smash, bro. That's great, bro. A smash. Smitty approved. Okay, let's get to this super chat here. This is a $20 hauler from Craig.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Craig, thank you for the $20 hauler. 12-team half PPR, 5 running back cap. Traded my Jordan Love and Garrett Wilson for Ridley. I like that move. As much as I love Garrett Wilson, and I still feel like he's going to be a low-end wide receiver 1, I still feel like Ridley's top 5. So you give up Love. He's not your starter. You do it live. And you got Javonte. I just saw you got Javonte on top of that. I stopped reading. Unbelievable. Still have Herbert, Pierce. Great trade. Absolute amazing trade, bro. Got him. Unbelievable. You guys are getting some good deals done. We're doing it live. Appreciate you all. Vega, should I offer Wilson for Derrick Henry or Aaron Jones? Aaron Jones is banged up, but it makes sense if you need an RB. I probably would take, I guess, Derrick Henry, but, bro, I'm so scared he's going to get hurt. You know, so at the end of the day, you're going to be left holding the bag. I don't know. But if you need an RB, it's not a bad move. $5 hauler from Brosi. Mix in DK Flowers for Pollard, Godwin, Lockett. I love Flowers. I like DK. And I don't like Lockett a lot. And I don't really love Godwin, but I don't hate him. I would take the Pollard side, but then I flip Godwin and Lockett for like a Debo. And then you got Pollard and Debo. And then you crush the trade. So I very much like that. You just got to make that move. Appreciate you. Caleb, should I trade Henry for Waddle and Pickens? I think you can probably get more, bro, for Henry right now. He if you watch the game, you're worried to some degree, right? Because you saw how bad the offense is, but he also in the box score did some pretty good things. So it's like Waddle didn't do what anybody wanted, and you're kind of selling him like he's his old self, and you almost are buying him like he was his second to third round self. Pickens the same thing. So I'm going to say you deserve to get more, and I command more, but I don't mind the direction you're going. You just need to get more. Algier and Addison for Wilson. That's a smash, bro. Go get Garrett Wilson at those prices is disrespectful, and you need to take advantage of it. That's disrespectful. People are absolutely disrespecting Garrett Wilson. 2 QB PPR trade. My Watson Cup love for Hurts and Swift. Watson Cup love. I assume that's Christian Watson. You didn't put an initial there, so Michael, you got to do that. There's a lot of different players. You got to throw it in there. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's Christian Watson, Love, and Cup. And I believe I'd rather have Hurts and Swift, but I don't love Swift right now. I'm upset at Swift. I'm upset at the Eagles, but it all depends on Love. If Love or Cup, if Cup comes back and Watson plays like a top 8 wide receiver or top 10 wide receiver, you're gonna lose this trade, hardcore. So you're really got to ask yourself, do I believe in Cooper Kupp? And the answer is no one knows. So you're taking a gamble, but Kupp's situation could get worse. It could get better, but it could get worse. So it's kind of, you got to decide, do you like to roll the dice, bro? Are you a dice rolling maniac? Because, Kupp is a dice roll. Hurts is more secure. I could get behind either side. To be honest, each side is crafty depending on the roster build. So you got to kind of, decide what you want to do there. Okay, flex start Garrett Wilson, Puka, Brandon Cooks, D. London. You got to go with Garrett Wilson in this situation. Puka is a crafty play. If you wanted to go super safe, you could go Puka, but I'm not sitting Garrett Wilson. I'm just not sitting Garrett Wilson. Giancarlo, appreciate you dropping your super chat. $10 hauler. Professor Stroke dropping yours, and then Nick dropping your super chat. I'm going to put you guys on the list here and answer these in the order in which they're received. So hang tight. Don't fret. I will come save your season here, hopefully, right? $10 hauler going to my boy Max. Max, appreciate you. Drop anyone for Love. Why are you listing your starting lineup, though? It says crown it up, Max. You're not dropping any of these monsters. Let's say Njoku, or I'm dropping in Njoku. Let's see. Is that your only tight end, though? these are the small leagues where it's like, how do you drop someone, bro? Charbonnet. I mean, I'd rather. Do I drop anyone for Love? Love is a trade piece that's amazing right now. This is your team, bro. I guess you drop Njoku and you roll with Kyle Pitts, Max. That's probably what I would do. But that's crazy that you have no maneuverability with that size bench. But there's always going to be players plentiful and around. $10 holler from Nick. Nick, appreciate you. I got to get to Nick's. Sorry, Nick. I got to go in order which they're received. Let me put you back over here. I apologize. Nick got excited. You thought he was ready to rumble. Robbie, $5 holler. T-Law, Mac, Ridley. Everybody listen, their entire squad. It slows it down a little bit. Any moves I should make, we're a loyal member. Thank you, Robbie. Appreciate you being a loyal member. T-Law, Mac, Najee, Ridley, AJ Brown, Laporta, Debo, bench is Connor. I'm sitting on this team, bro. You got a really good team. Connor and Love, because you got T-Law. I love Love as a backup, but T-Law is great. Go Connor and Love for a potential. God, if you could upgrade like Najee and the Bijan, doing that, you know what I mean? You got to go to the QB needy teams and see what they have. If they've got like, you've got Ridley, but Ridley type player, maybe Waddle, maybe AJ Brown, maybe Devontae Smith, and you throw that T-Law and Connor package together and you try and upgrade something along those lines, my broski. This one here, from what you saw, would you take Fields or Burrow? I'm gonna go Burrow over Fields right now, because Burrow didn't get injured. I'm not worried about the calf anymore, but I love both of them, bro. They're absolutely amazing, and they're gonna have amazing years, both of them. Half PPR, thoughts on starting Swift over Pacheco this week? We got to wait. Gainwell being out doesn't mean anything, Austin, until we find out what's happening with Penny and whether it's going to be the Boston Scott and Swift show, because it's going to be the same amount of running backs that they have access to, and they didn't use Swift. So we got to wait. We have no information now to even know if Penny or what they're going to do, how they're going to rotate. So I would say Pacheco for now. Need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex. Gibbs, Walker, Adams, Garrett Wilson. There's your 4. And then 2 flexes would probably be, I would say, you're waiting on Roshan. I think he's close. You're waiting on, it's probably going London and Javonte. And you wait on Tank. Appreciate you for your super chat, my guy. Hey, Smitty, love everything you do. Love everything you do, pal. Thank you. Appreciate you. Team PPR Love had Rodgers go down. Walker, Charbonnet, Swift, Ridley, Wilson, Watson, Dotson, Laporta, Roshan, Dell. Any moves? You got to wait on Dotson and Watson and Walker and Swift, and Ridley is your only sell high. There's no moves to make here. You got to make moves if you're going to make any walking into week 2. Otherwise, you're selling low. I do like your potential to bounce back, especially those wide receivers that busted. You're going to do well, I think. Just you got to wait until you get some value. There's nothing anyone's going to offer you in any sort of fair market value. And I don't want you trading Ridley. Yo, Smitty, I'm 1-0, 12-team PPR. Let me know. Let me know any moves I can make. Josh Allen, CMC, Brees, Garrett Wilson, Watson, Ingram, Pacheco, bench, Lockett, Rashawn, DJ Moore, McKinnon, Jamo. Any moves you should make. 1-0. Josh Allen. Josh Allen's going to bounce back. Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson. It's a good team, man. Lockett is always a guy I would move potentially, but who do you couple him with? Lockett and Garrett Wilson for like a St. Brown. Lockett and Christian Watson for maybe a Ridley or slightly below that. You could go after Devontae Smith potentially. You could try and trade Pacheco and Lockett together for a doubted Kenneth Walker or Deebo Samuel. Those would be moves I would potentially be entertained to make. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. Scotty, the AJ Brown for Flowers, D. Pierce allows my lineup to be Bijan, Gibbs, St. Brown, Ridley, and B. Hall. Should I hold or accept to get B. Hall going? Trade AJ Brown for Flowers, Damian Pierce. I keep AJ Brown. It's arguable, but I keep A.J. Brown. Okay. Rios, appreciate you. Keeper League trade advice. I got offered Khalil Herbert for Kyron Williams. I take Khalil Herbert in a millisecond. And I don't even care who you have. You know, that's one of those trades where that's not going to influence me. If you had Roshan, it's even better. But if not, I mean, Khalil Herbert's still the starter, and he's still got something to say. Kyron Williams plays the Niners next week, and I don't even know what's in store for him. I like him, but I'm not, like, super excited or sold on him yet. Could I change? Yeah, I'll take a lap if I need to. JJ, for Olave and Gibbs, you take Olave and Gibbs, and you run to the bank in the morning at 9 a.m. because they open at 9. You can go cash your checks there.
Got him.
Unbelievable. Some of these trades are unbelievable. This one from Rax Poker. I need help, Smitty. Could I get a whiteboard? Yeah, Rax, you're going to have to wait a little bit, bro. It's hard to slow down and do a whiteboard sesh right now. I mean, you drop a big enough super chat in, and I'm forced to. You know what I'm saying? $10 hauler, Joe Wavy, Smitty, full PPR. Would you drop Jalen Warren for Tank Bigsby? I think they're one and the same right now. Injuries needed for these guys to get in there and win a league, but they're both used quite a bit. I'd say Jalen Warren's a little more valuable, but Bigsby could be in a snap of a finger. So they're almost two players I recommend you hold. Like, I'd rather have Jalen Warren and Bigsby than have Moss or Kyron Williams or anyone like that. I'm seriously going to hold Tank Bigsby and Jalen Warren until my knuckles get bloody. I'm not letting go from my Kung Fu grip. I'm just not. Running back 2 this week, I mean, probably Jalen Warren, I suppose. I have Kamara, Walker, Roshan, and Charbonnet already on my team. Yeah, if you need like a desperate play, I mean, Tank Bigsby could get you a score, but I like Jalen Warren this week. He played the Niners, and everybody's going to cut him, but they want him to be their Tony Pollard. This one's from Kyle. Would you trade Damian Pierce and Godwin for ETN and Dotson? I'd take ETN and Dotson, and I'd probably run so the veto police couldn't get me. Anti-Slayer, appreciate you. Drop A-Chain for Gabe Davis on waivers. No. As I said at the beginning of this show, A-Chain is one of those guys that I think is sniffing the top of the waiver wire list in weeks 3, 4, 5, somewhere around that territory. So absolutely no, bro. I got Hurts, T-Law, Purdy, K9, Algier, Madison, Swift, Herbs, A-Chain. Any trades? Madison is always a trade away. Pickens, no. I mean, you kind of got to wait on that. I mean, people need a tight end pretty bad. I'm not saying that you put yourself in a box if you trade away Laporta, but you know, Laporta and Madison might be able to get you a player you shouldn't get. You know what I mean? That's something I'd be entertained. But Madison alone for like a Debo, alone for a Damian Pierce, alone for something of that nature, that would be something I would be very, very intrigued by, bro. Very, very intrigued by going and making that maneuver. Terry R. Add Hurts. Best add Hurts. Zay Jones. Kadarius Toney Mooney. I'd probably say, honestly, Kadarius Toney might be, but Zay Jones is the safest. Kadarius Toney is going to be cut in so many leagues, and I think he needs to be scooped up and held. We're pissed off at him, right? But he's still got so much ability, and we gotta have him on the end of our bench at least. Dark Knight, Garrett Wilson owner panicking. Should I trade for him? I got Hurts, Gibbs, Hall, Chase, D-Hop. Yeah, I send him D-Hop or send him Andrews. If you've got to throw in a Shaheed, obviously do so. Love, throw in Love. If you've already got your quarterback Hurts on point, it's a 1 QB. Love and Andrews even potentially for Hall, you know, and you get something else back. Love and obviously like a Hopkins for Hall, try and get something back. But Hopkins straight up might work. You could show him the target share. He got a lot of targets. Tell him he got targeted. He got peppered with targets. He's going to be great. Have PPR, have Burrow, need a backup. Love or Geno? Love is the guy I've been touting all offseason long, and I'm not changing now the moment he breaks out and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. So the answer is Love for me. I know Geno's got upside, but give me Love. Use number 1 claim on Goddard or have Andrew. I have Andrews. I don't know if that's, I mean, yeah, I suppose because the tight end rooms are so decimated, that probably leads to a pretty good trade, bro. I probably would take that. Do you see Rashee Rice having a 1,000-yard season? He could, but I don't. I would probably say no, but it's possible. Javonte plus T-Law for K9. Javonte plus T-Law for K9. I'd rather have Javonte and K9. Javonte and T-Law over just K9. Who can I get for JT and Ayuk? JT and Ayuk should get you like a, I don't know, a Gibbs. An ETN and something maybe. A JT and Ayuk get you a Ridley or slightly below. Those would be targets of mine. I think I would shoot high. I think JT and Ayuk are pretty damn good, bro. You should be able to get a Ridley. I got offered my Josh Allen for Tua Gabe Davis. Why are you gonna trade Josh Allen right now? Why are you gonna trade Josh Allen right now, Silva? I don't understand. I don't understand how 1 week goes by and all of a sudden Tua and an added Gabe Davis make for a better side of a trade than Josh Allen. I don't get how we're that reactive. Christian Silva, one of my Silva brothers, I love him so, but I'm hard on you when I need to be. I'm your coach. Okay? I gotta just be passionate and tell you, what are we doing there, Silva? Are we knee-jerk reacting and getting rid of Josh Allen? Are we judging off 1 week? Are we not considering the risk level? I know Josh Allen runs and could get hurt too, but no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And we already talked about this senior Rojo that Gainwell's been ruled out. That was in the news section. A little late to the party, pal. That's okay. We still appreciate you being here, but it doesn't guarantee anything yet. We're hopeful. We're waiting. We're waiting for news. This coaching staff's very capable of giving every single carry to Penny and Boston Scott. And you just got to understand that we got to hear word. Drop Spears, Quentin Johnson, or A-Chain for Roshan. I drop Quentin Johnson. I keep the 3 RBs. There's a lot of value at those RBs. They're more valuable. They're more league winning. $10 hauler from Julian. Appreciate you, Julian. Julian said, Smitty, can I roll with Kincaid rest of season? Want to drop Komet for Tank Dell, Noah Brown to IR. Coach said more snaps coming. Also, would you rather hold A-Chain or Spears? I'd rather hold A-Chain. And would I drop Kincaid? Or you can roll with Kincaid, yes. Dropping Komet's okay. I do think Komet's a good pickup if anybody does need a tight end. And you will see Kincaid is one of my recommended pickups, so just so you know you're in advance. But if you had to do this maneuvering, I do think Kincaid's probably a little bit safer, my broski. DK, Monty for Chase. DK and Monty for Chase. I take Jamar Chase. Got him. I like that, bro. You got him. That's really nice. Nice team, bro. Absolutely smooth.
Got him.
Okay, Edward with a super chat, $5 hauler, London and Njoku and Warren all cut, drop Goff for London, absolutely. This is what I was saying, gifts are going to be given to you, little gifts, little nuggets going to be set out for you after the first wave of waivers as people panic and drop London and McKinnon and Jalen Warren and guys like that. So yeah, pick up London, cut Goff for London for sure. Fields is starter. Komet for Njoku. I don't like Njoku. It's okay. If you like it, do it. Or Bigsby or for Warren. I would rather have Warren and Bigsby, no Njoku. You keep Komet. That's my order there. And if I had to pick between Warren and Bigsby for whatever reason, I would say probably Warren, but close. $10 hauler from Nick. Nick. Appreciate you, Nick. Please evaluate my team. 12-team half PPR, 3 flex. Burrow, Love, Wilson, Olave, Watson, Dotson, Puka, Gibbs, Khalil Herbert, Roshan. Very good squad. Moves to make, bro. Love, trade Love away. Try and go get a Debo. Try and go get a player. Try and go get a Kenneth Walker. Try and go use Dotson and Love together to get as high up as you can get. Try and reach for the stars. Try for Ridley to start working your way down. Devontae Smith as a potential player. You only have one player, in my opinion, to sell because everybody else but Olave, and I don't want you to sell Olave, is not necessarily a buy high player. Puka and Love together could maybe get you something kind of crafty in that territory of Devontae Smith or, even like a Higgins for Jordan Love might work in a sense. First time dynasty, how do you value draft picks? Bobby, that's a loaded question. There's no way to give you an answer that's going to even satisfy you at all. In general, if they're high draft picks, I hold them. If I don't think they're going to be very well, like mid to late, I'll trade them away for players that I believe if dropped and thrown in, think of it this way, if dropped and thrown into the waiver pool or the draft for next year, like example, Devontae Smith gets cut and all the rookies next year are there, and you throw Devontae Smith into the rookie draft next year, where does he get drafted? If it's higher than like 6, 7, then that's a player I would trade my pick for if I believe I'm going to be a winner. Gibbs and Sharps for my JT and Addison. I would not do that trade. Why would you do that trade? Why would you get rid of Gibbs and Sharps? I like, but he's not like the kicker here. Gibbs for a guy that's not playing. You don't know when he's coming back. You don't know if he's going to be healthy. You don't know where he's going to play. And Addison, who played well, but like, what are we doing here? Don't trade Gibbs. Professor Stroke, all the work we've done all offseason long, you're going to throw it down the toilet with Gibbs by trading him away. Don't do it. No, bro. No, absolutely not. This one right here from Giancarlo, Super Chat. To the moon, pal. Appreciate you. Dynasty trade, Superflex, Dynasty League. Just lost Aaron Rodgers. Only have love, but I have a strong running back core. I just got an offer. Do I trade CMC for Sam Howell and Connor? What in the hell, Giancarlo, would have you ask me this? Like, first of all, appreciate your $10 hauler, but this has got to be the worst offer anybody's ever offered somebody in so far in week number heading into week 2.
You are offer sucks. You are trade offer sucks.
You were getting Gibbs. Let me see, Stroke. Let me read your super chat, Professor Stroke, because I might have read it wrong. Sometimes you guys word things funny. Gibbs and Charbonnet for my Okay. Sorry. Usually everyone's listing their players they're sending. Gibbs and Charbonnet for my JT. Yes, go get Gibbs. Go get Gibbs. That's why I'm very, very careful to say what side I like. Like, get the Gibbs side instead of going no or yes. Because you guys all word it different, and it's confusing when you roll through. I'm sorry. Gibbs and Charbonnet. Usually that's what someone's sending away, the first 2 players. So, okay. Yes, go get Gibbs. Absolutely, Stroke. Go get it done. Go get it done, Stroke.
You've just been smitten.
As for this other one, I don't think I read this wrong, Giancarlo. Do I trade CMC for Sam Howell and Connor? Giancarlo, I love you, pal. I love you. Please don't take that the wrong way. It's just passion trying to tell you not to do it. Run away. I hope to God you didn't do that trade. That's the worst trade I've seen all year long. And send that man this clip. You know, this is at, just so he knows, if you want to send it to him, this is at 57 minutes into the show.
You are offer sucks. You are trade offer sucks.
Trade offer blows. Would you trade JJ away for Roshan to get Kelce and Saquon? The problem is if Roshan does become a league winner, which he's not yet, you're picking him up to become one. This could look bad at the end of the day. Kelce and Saquon are the better trade package, but I would flip Saquon and try and get something else. Like example, you trade Saquon for like, let's call it like, I don't know, Paul. Like you throw in another player and you get Pollard. All of a sudden you have Kelce and Pollard. Like it could be good for you, but at the same time, like if Roshan becomes what we think he could become, in hindsight, this could look like a bad trade. So Brock, this is like a hard thing to answer. Kelce, because he could arguably be as good as JJ from a perspective of where do you draft them. I mean, JJ's one, but Kelce is arguable, you know. So I don't know. Barkley's so tough. I'd probably say yes if you can flip Barkley a little bit, or just hold him, bro. That's a close one. PPR2, Mahomes, TJ, Amon-Ra for Waddle. I assume Wad is Waddle, Olave, Joe B, and Evan. I assume Evan is Evans. I mean, Lord, can't we type out the names here? We're rolling with the most abbreviated things. Mahomes, TJ, Amon-Ra. So Hawkinson, Mahomes, and Amon-Ra for Waddle, Olave, Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow, Mahomes. You got an edge with the Mahomes, but let's just take those out. Evan Ingram and TJ Hawkinson, you got a little advantage there with Hawkinson, obviously. So Mahomes and TJ, you got a little advantage. Amon-Ra and Olave, quite arguably, are pretty close. So you got Waddle. I'm going to go with the Joey B side because you're getting the 3 players essentially for the 2 at the end of the day, and the tight end drop is not. I think Ingram's going to be solid, so it's a really, really tough one to break down, though. It's almost like a puzzle, like to try and figure out how that's going to impact everything. AR5 or Burrow this week. You're not sitting Joe Burrow, bro. Come on, guys. We're not sitting Joe Burrow. Okay? We need to stop this. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Send Hearth, appreciate your super chat. I'll put you right here and come for you as soon as I'm answering things in order in which they're received. I'm not saying AR can't outscore him. I'm not saying on any given Sunday someone can't outscore another player. Like, I get it. And quite honestly, AR5 could go out and outscore Burrow, and you come back and say, oh, yeah, you sent me on a lap over that one. But 8 times out of 10, are you going to make this move? You're not. Joe Burrow's going to come back with a vengeance, I believe, this week. And I think if you sit him and he has 4 or 5 touchdowns, you're going to be sick to your stomach. And you're going to say, why didn't I start my studs? Why did I trust a rookie quarterback in his second start over Joseph cigar-smoking Burrow, who is a Mars man, an extraordinaire, an absolute monster? I think you're going to be really upset at yourself, bro, at the end of the day, if you don't trust your instinct from the beginning of the season to get Joseph cigar-smoking Burrow on your team. And so for that reason, that's why you got sent on a lap. I don't want you to be mad at me. I want you to be just take it as coaching and, support, bro. That's what I'm here for, and I don't mean any offense by it. You send people on laps because it's healthy. It's healthy. Neil with the super chat. Christian Silva, thank you again for your super chat. Did I get to this one? Ridley and Brian Robinson for JJ. Yeah, that's great, man. I think I just didn't check that one off. That's phenomenal. We got another one from Oat. Appreciate Oat. Got to put you in the corner here. This one's from David. David, my guy David says, hey, Smitty, any ideas what I do with Wilson? I mean, I talked about it at the beginning of the show, David, in a hardcore fashion. Make sure you watch that so you don't miss out on my Wilson rant. But as far as like trade, like why you don't need to trade him. You could trade him. You don't need to. Would I bump him up to Olave? Would I trade him for Olave straight up? Of course I would. Are you going to get that? Probably not. Would I throw in a Pacheco? Would I throw in an Addison? Maybe Addison and Garrett Wilson get you a St. Brown or Olave swap and you feel safer at night. That's probably the way to go. Or maybe you even give somebody Hawkinson and they give you something small back and you do that swap. So if the St. Brown or Olave owner has a need for a tight end, you can maybe go that route. That's probably the main thing you could do if you wanted to get out of that situation. This one's from Oat Smasher. I'm going to put you in the corner again. I got to go in order which they came in. $4.99 hauler. 10-team PPR. T-Law, Bijan, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Freiermuth, Ertz, Flex, Flowers, Brees. Bench is JT, Dotson, Algier. Moved to improve. I mean, no. I sit on this team. You got JT, that's phenomenal. Brees Hall, you don't trade Brees Hall right now. Gibbs, Bijan, you don't trade them on what is kind of a low right now. Amon-Ra, I'm not selling him. A.J. Brown did bad. This is a wait and see team, and you let him go ball, bro. You let him go ball, and then you'll get some trade offers, Cade, or we come back around in week 2. This is a stand down move. Not every move has a move to make. I don't know why there's no audio on that. What? I gotta fix that. It's pissing me off. There's no audio on this. There should be an audio on this. Where's my audio on this? I just made it. I spent time doing it. You'd think it would be here. Man, that really pisses me. Here it is. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Okay. I think it'll work.
Alert.
Stand down order in effect.
Don't make any moves. Stand down in effect. There we go. Finally. I mean, you spend a lot of time on something and it doesn't even work. It pisses you off a little bit. This is one from KSO. This is one from Trone Force. Appreciate you. This is from Dollar Bill. Thank you, Dollar Bill. I'll get to you guys in a second. You guys have a little bit of a line, a little bit of a wait for a table for two here at this restaurant tonight, but you're going to enjoy your meal, so hang tight. Don't get flustered and just wait. Playing Drake London or James Cook at flex this week. I'm playing probably Drake London for me. I'm not going to let 1 week stray me away from starting the guy. Smitty out here doing God's work. PPR, how do you feel about trading away Derrick Henry and DK for Bijan and Higgins? I think that's pretty close and understandable on either side. I mean, Higgins and DK are close, very arguable, and I'd rather have Bijan. So give me the Bijan side. I just think Henry's a big injury risk, but you never know. Or DK for Wilson. I like DK and Wilson. I could argue that. I'd probably take Garrett Wilson over DK. I think people are overreacting too much, and that's the kind of move I would go attack. And others might not do that. I'm going to do that. You don't have to do that. I'm going to do that. That's a move that I'm willing to make. And I think that we've drawn the line. I'm drawing the line there. You start trading for guys that, and DK feels like he's a 4th rounder right now. You start trading Garrett Wilson for 4th rounders. That's where I come in and swoop in and buy him. Trade Waddle and Walker for Chase and Judy. I'm going to take Waddle and Walker, bro. I think people are overreacting on Waddle, even though he was never a 2nd rounder to me. Trade 1, give Pickens for Dotson. I think they're even, so that's like a wash. Kick me in the nuts, I'll kick you in the nuts, and that's where you are. It's like, who's going to be better? I think they're both going to be fantastic. I'd probably say Pickens this week's going to blow up. I do think so. Give Pickens and Walker for Adams. I guess so if you need a wide receiver and you want to bank on Adams, but I don't know that that's a home run slam dunk, bro. I quietly want Walker. I want Walker and Pickens, but I can understand why you do it, but I'll take Walker and Pickens. Start 1, Brian Robinson, Khalil Herbert, or Kyron. Kyron plays the Niners. Come on. Herbert's the guy. He's still the starter. Go with Herbert. Jacobs for Javonte and DK. Give me Javonte and DK, bro. I'm going to bank on DK being at least close to Jacobs, even if I'm wrong on Jacobs. And if I'm right on Jacobs, DK will be equal or better. And then you get Javonte. So, nice move. $10 hauler. Let's go. CC, appreciate you. Dropping a super chat on screen here. We've got, now I have Jordan Love. Running backs are Jacobs, Cook, Kamara, Roshan, Kelly. Wide receivers, Diggs, DK, Kirk, Andrews. Would you hold strong or make some moves? Jordan Love. I mean, if you could trade, what I'd probably do if I was you is move Jacobs before things get worse. James Cook, I don't like Jacobs. I don't like Cooks. I don't like Kirk. Andrews is hard to sell, so you probably got to hold, but I'd be tempted just depending on what somebody might offer me. If someone gives me a Debo, I'd probably take it, bro. I just don't know that I trust Andrews right now. Kirk and maybe Jacobs for a slightly safer RB. Jacobs for ETN, honestly, and something, if you could even get something. And if you could trade, let's say, Kirk or maybe a Dobbs, which I think is who you have here with instead of Doubt. Andrews and Love for like Josh Allen or, someone like that, or Love and Kirk for Fields. I think those are the moves to make, Pyro. And I love Jordan Love, but those are great moves to make. They're upgrades. Even if we love Jordan Love, they're upgrades. So don't think for a second that that's not a smart move. McKinnon, PPR, JSN, Tank Dell. I'm probably going to go. I want to go McKinnon so badly, but I'd probably go JSN. I know he didn't really have the game we wanted, but thank you for just needed a recording to send him. Thank you, Giancarlo. Appreciate you. Giancarlo is one of my long time subscribers, so I definitely appreciate him. And he's got thick skin. He doesn't get all upset because I sent him on a lap. So way to go, Giancarlo. Appreciate you being a tough guy. And yeah, go reject that trade. Appreciate you, Giancarlo. This is from Oat Smasher. He says, Okonkwo, Hurst, Henry pickup. I can't hold more than one. Probably go Hurst right now. You got fed a ton. 10-team PPR, Allen, Hall, Walker. Thank you, Oat. Appreciate you. Wilson, Watson. What moves to make? 0-1. Triple question mark. Roland's upset. Hall, Walker, Wilson. I mean, what? You got to wait on Kelce, bro. You're 0-1. You didn't have Kelce. I think you roll this team out and see what it does. You got Kamara in the wings ready to come back. Hall's hasn't even broke out yet. Walker didn't get fed. Josh Allen busted. This is a wait and see team. You start moving things around here. This is going to be like changing lanes on the freeway because one lane you're in isn't moving and the lane next to you is moving, and you're going to wish you never changed lanes, bro. So stand down.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
And let this play out and let your team kind of, give you some wiggle room and some maybe knocks on the door in terms of a trade. Hung like Hernandez, AR5 or Burrow this week. Again, I answered that one already. And what are we doing here? Why are we having this conversation? Why are we putting Burrow on the bench? I got Burrow, Dotson for Love, Javonte, JSN. I'd take the Burrow side. But the other side's good. The Love, Javonte, JSN side, I don't know if you got him necessarily, Matto, but I do like the trade in your favor. I just don't know if it's a got him move because there's some talent on that other side. Trade Madison and Dobbs for Walker. I would definitely take Walker. Excellent job. I would say nearly got him on that one. $10 hauler from my boy. Appreciate you. This one says, hey, Smitty, I'm not sure whether to stick with G. Willie or trade him with my team. My team is Herbert, Pollard, Gibbs, G. Willie, Olave. I mean, unless you can get like a potential, like you're not going to, but Ridley straight up, or you give maybe a Kyle Pitts and you just fill that void with a Hayden Hurst or something and give Kyle Pitts and G. Willie for a Ridley. Give up Garrett Wilson for Devontae Smith if you just want to back out of that situation. Waddle if you want to just back out. But I don't know that I'm not scared. I think I could definitely see myself, let's say if I had Garrett Wilson in 8 out of 10 leagues. I could see in 2 or 3 leagues taking a Devontae Smith or something, or a Waddle. But that's it. I mean, that's the line that I draw. That's nearly a top of round 3 guy. That's a top 25, 26 overall player, top 28 overall player. Would you trade Garrett Wilson, Herbert, and Roschon for CD and JT? I would absolutely take CD and JT, and that would be an absolute smash. That would be a got-em type trade, absolutely. Jedi, $5 hauler, 12-man auction, AR5, Javonte, Brees, Chase, JJ. That's a phenomenal squad. Komet, this is a team that you don't move anything unless you're trading away Love and London, Love and Kyron, Love and Brian Robinson. You're keeping everything else intact. Javonte can't get you what you want. AR-15 maybe, and you start Love. If AR-5, we call him now. If AR-5 is able to get you something, then AR-5 would be phenomenal to trade away. But Love might get you more. I don't know. Maybe they're kind of tied right now. But London with one of them to go get a potential bigger name wide receiver would be, or one of them just for Debo, one of them just for Kenneth Walker, something in that territory. One of them for Dameon Pierce, one of them for Devontae Smith, for Waddle. Those are all players that are attainable right now because they had bad week 1s.
To the moon.
Brooks, appreciate your super chat, Brooks. 14-team PPR, Trevor Lawrence, Barkley, Jacobs, Metcalf, Ridley, Schultz, Rashad White. Bench is Mike Williams, Myers, Jalen Warren, Puka, Love. 1-0 start. Any thoughts? Barkley and Jacobs are concerning. Metcalf, I like. I don't love, but I like. Ridley, I love. Rashad White, I wasn't fond of drafting. Mike Williams, I wasn't fond of drafting. I think you take advantage of Love and Puka. I think you take advantage of potentially Mike Williams not being, injured to the point where he's like out the season or anything like that. He got banged up, and we're waiting on to see if he's going to play this week with the head. But like Rashad White and Mike Williams, Rashad White and potentially Love to maybe upgrade, maybe Love to upgrade Barkley into a Pollard, maybe Jacobs into a Pollard by using Love. Things of that nature. I'm trying to upgrade Jacobs and Barkley. That would probably be my goal. And using Rashad White, using Love, those are things. Go to the quarterback needy teams and see if you can get something done that way. Superfish dropping a $5 hauler. This is RDB. This is Devar. Appreciate Devar dropping a super chat. And then I think I got a $20 hauler coming from Giancarlo. Giancarlo doing it live. Giancarlo, let's go.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Giancarlo doing it live. Giancarlo, appreciate you, buddy boy. Coming in strong with a super. Manny P dropping a blank $2 super chat. Thank you, Manny, for dropping some love. This one right here from RDB. Trade Walker and Pickens for Gibbs. I would take Gibbs and I would run. And that's not to say I don't love Kenny Walker. It's just, there's less concern for me. I love Kenny Walker, but there's less concern. Superfish, appreciate you dropping the super chat. Get which, Algier or Olave? Get which, Algier or Olave? I don't understand this question. Bijan, Pollard, Pacheco, Swift, JSN have Algier trade for Olave, his bench. There's Superfish. I appreciate everything you drop all the time, all your knowledge, everything. But there's no way in hell you're getting Chris Olave for Tyler Algier. And if you do, we will be here to scream and shout. Superfish is the best trader on planet Earth if you pull this off. So please let me know if you do. There's no way. There's no human being with a pulse that's going to pull that off. But if you do, I want you to march right back here and let us know that you did that, and we will certainly hit this button.
Got him.
That would go down as the worst trade in the history of 2023 if that ended up happening in the favor of you getting Olave. Appreciate you. Sup, friend. Dynasty start 3, wide receiver, super flex, tight end 1.5 premium, being offered Garrett Wilson a 2024 second for Stephon Diggs. If I'm winning now, I keep Diggs and I win now because Diggs has a couple years. So, unless you can't win now, you go for the youth. Garrett Wilson will still be very good this year, and Rodgers could be back next year. Or what if they even make a trade for a quarterback midseason this year? I'm definitely on board the win now mode, though, if you can win a good chunk of cash for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Start Love or Daniel Jones. Come on, Dre, really? I talk up Love all off season long. And he blows up in week 1, and you come in with this question after Danny Dimes drops a nothing burger in week number 1. What are we doing, Dre? I appreciate the super chat, though. My Cook, Roshan for his duty, Bigsby. Give me James Cook and Roshan all day long. James, I want the Roshan and James Cook side all day long. Someone dropped Charbonnet and Hollywood. Use waiver claim probably for Charbonnet. I don't know what Hollywood's worth at this point. Got offered to trade Watson for Addison. I take Christian Watson's side in a millisecond. Giancarlo, appreciate your $20 hauler. I did a $20 hauler and I didn't even read the question. Redraft half PPR. I'm trying to trade A.J. Brown, George Pickens, and Roshan. Which players should I use out of Najee and Javonte Williams, Brian Robinson, Ken Walker, Amari Cooper to attempt this trade? I'm trying to trade for A.J. Brown. I trade Amari Cooper over all their players here for sure. That's the guy I want to get rid of. Amari Cooper. But I'm not trading Amari for Pickens, but for A.J. Brown. Amari Cooper for A.J. Brown. I don't know that you pull that off 1-for-1, but maybe you could throw in a potential, I don't know, that's tough because you don't have a lower end player that I could throw in. If you're trying to get all three of those players, A.J. Brown, Pickens, and Roshan, you could throw Love and Cooper together for those players potentially. That's what I would maybe do. And past that, I don't know that you can really force this unless to throw in Brian Robinson. Would I trade Najee for A.J. Brown, Pickens, and Roshan? Probably would lean in favor of that ADP wise, but I don't know whether you're going to feel great about your running back balance there. But technically speaking, A.J. Brown's still way ahead of Najee in ADP. Trade for Ridley, Hall, and Gibbs. Do I trade Saquon, running back and a wide receiver? Do I trade Saquon and a running back and a wide receiver? Got J.J. Wilson, Barkley. So I trade Barkley for Gibbs straight up, and that might get it done. Would I trade Pierce and Goddard? Yes. Would I trade McLaurin and Pierce? Yes. For Gibbs. Do I trade Saquon and a running back? So so back to this question. Saquon for Gibbs straight up. Would I give up a McLaurin? I don't think you need to. But if I had to, I would. But I'd try and get a crafty player back, so this isn't a fair market value. People will assume you got blast, so you should be able to get more. So add McLaurin in with Barkley and then get something back that he doesn't value, that we do. Same friend with Olave on bench, drafted and dropped Kamara. Oh my God. This person doesn't know what they're doing, Superfish. Should I wait and try and offer Kamara for Olave? Same friend with Olave on bench, drafted and dropped Kamara. Well, should I wait and try to offer Kamara for Olave? But Kamara's on waivers. First of all, you need to pick up Kamara on waivers. Maybe you already did. But if they cut Kamara, they're not going to want Olave, swap Olave and Kamara. So I'm kind of confused on this one. But you need to grab Kamara immediately. And if you can make this trade for Olave still and give up a whole lot more if you need to go get that done. That is the trade of the century if this person... that would get vetoed, I believe. Good vibes only for a $10 hauler. Appreciate good vibes. Coming in strong with a super chat. Appreciate you. 12-team, 1 flex, Burrow, Barkley, Hall, Wilson, Ayuk, Walker, Akers, Love, Roschon. How can I trade Akers? Nobody wants him. I mean, you can't force people to take a player nobody wants, bro. Nobody wants him for a reason. Ayuk and Akers, you can mask Akers a little bit by throwing Ayuk there and go after a wide receiver like Devontae Smith or Waddle that's ranked a little higher than Ayuk. That's a potential offer you could do. You could trade Akers and Ayuk for a potential Walker, or you just throw Akers in with Barkley and throw in another player. I don't know. Maybe find the QB needy player owner and try and give him Love and Akers for just one slightly better RB, and they'll say to themselves, okay, I don't like Akers, I don't want Akers, but if you're giving me Love, maybe Akers will grow on me. You know what I'm saying? Those confusing 2-for-1s. Go watch my trade video too, where I explain that you confuse somebody by adding a whole bunch of stuff in it. Dag Nabbit, thank you for the $1 hauler show of support. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Giancarlo dropping another $10 watt on screen. Giancarlo's an absolute monster. Giancarlo says, I also got Bijan, Olave, Hollywood Brown, and Tony. Nice job, Giancarlo. Appreciate you. To the moon. Nice work. Here's another super from Omar. I don't know the conversion on this, but appreciate whatever it is. Roschon waiver wire. Have Swift and Kendrick Bourne. I keep Swift, but I do drop Kendrick Bourne for Roschon because Roschon's my number one pickup of the week with a confident score for Roschon to be the best pickup of the year in the 8 variety. So if we look at my waiver wire list here and we circle on over to this scale that I always tell people is unlike any other channel out there. Nobody has this stuff. Okay, everybody tells you go put 20% on. What's 20%? Who knows what that is in your league? Who knows what everybody's going to bid in your league? How does a content creator that knows nothing about you or your league know what the historical significance of the top waiver wire claim is in your league? You know, you go dropping 40% because someone says 40%, and you don't really actually know what 40%, if 40% is even something that someone would do. Where'd my Roschon go? There it is. It just doesn't make sense. So I on the other hand, have a confidence scale. And my confidence scale says on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best win-a-league player you could have, that Roschon has a potential score of 8 right now. And so you go do it live, you pick them up, and you put them on your bench. Omar, appreciate you very much for your super chat, young man. Efren says, anyone having trouble sending a super chat? I don't think so, Efren. Try closing the app and coming back in. I bet you it fixes it. If not, restart the phone, and I bet you that fixes it. Little IT support for you there, pal. I can pretty much assure you that an Efren super chat's coming in after you do those two things. $10 hauler from Josh.
To the moon.
Josh, appreciate you, my guy. Josh, I'm a full PPR Superflex league. 5 points per passing touchdown. Offer to trade. Tua for Fields. Field side by a mile. Give me the field side. Give me the field side. I don't care about Nico Collins. Fields. If you could get Flowers on top of that and he really wants Tua, you're a magician. So yeah, don't get greedy. Don't have him go ask a friend. He phones a friend and says, I'm going to get Fields. Look, you should be able to get Flowers. Because right now Tua blew up. I bet you can get Flowers. I want Fields. I like Tua. I don't hate Tua. I think Tua could definitely be in the wheelhouse of a 4 to 7, but the risk is still big. Doesn't matter how good he does on the field, too. The risk still remains, and I still love Fields. My idea of everything doesn't change in 4 quarters of football. If you get Flowers, you did absolutely amazing. Efren, go ahead and restart. Like I said, do those 2 things. I bet you it will work. 10 man, 2 QB, 1 point per reception, 2 flex. Lamar, Kirk, Diggs, Hall, trade Ridley for Kamara. Absolutely not, WRM. Absolutely not. You've been here all offseason, WRM. This is your coach speaking, okay? This is not for you to take personally. But I've told you all offseason long that Ridley wins leagues. Why are we going to trade him now? And I love Kamara. But Kamara, if you're drafting today, doesn't sniff the second round. Ridley's going to go at the top of round 2. Ridley might go at the 12-13 turn. Calvin Ridley might be a first-round pick if we drafted today, WRM. In fact, let's raise our hand in the chat for those of us, and I'm only yelling WRM to make sure you remember it, not because I'm mad at you, bro. But let's raise our hands in the chat. Who here agrees that Calvin Ridley is in the first round or the 12-13 turn at least? Can we get a show of hands? And the question is, I mean, where are we ranking Kamara right now, given he's still going to miss 2 games? If drafting today, Kamara's going where? Like 4th round? Like, this is not even close. This would be a debacle. And I'm yelling WRM to make sure you don't, make a mistake here. Okay. Let's see if we got anybody that's going to come in here. Okay. We got hands raised all over the place. Hands raised. You're damn right he is, Smitty, says Daniel. Ridley, first round, yep. Let's go. He's right there. Absolutely. Everybody's saying it. Hands are raising. Here comes, there's a little bit of a YouTube delay. Here comes all the hands. They're raised. They're up. Every single person. There isn't one person disagreeing right now. Hands raised everywhere. Okay? So definitely 100% love and Dobbs for Hurts. Zach, what in the heck have I taught you? Have you listened to a single thing that I've said this entire last couple of days? Zach, love and Dobbs for Hurts. What in the hell's going on here? Why would you not take this and run? Zach, Jalen Hurts, last I checked, he was still, upright. He's not injured, is he, Zach? Is Jalen Hurts injured or out for the year that I don't know about, Zach? What are we doing here, Zach? And WRM, I appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much, my good buddy, my broski. Appreciate you. Again, I'm only yelling to get you in line. That's it. Super chat here from my guy Eric, $10 hauler. Hey Smitty, I traded DJ Moore for Pickens and Cooper. I think you pick DJ Moore for Pickens and then Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones for Mike Williams and Christian Watson. I don't mind. I'd flip Mike Williams for sure. Dynasty Superflex. Yeah, I guess in a Dynasty, I'd rather have Pickens. So you made good moves in a Dynasty Superflex. I also have Herbert, Pickett. Yeah, no, those are good moves. At first, I was thinking redraft, and there were some arguments to be made on all sides there. But I think you did good. Heating Up Podcast, trade Garrett Wilson and Gibbs for Ridley. That is too much, bro. That is way too much. As much as I love Ridley, Gibbs is arguably going to be where Ridley is value-wise potentially. So Garrett Wilson is not just throwaway fodder that you just toss into a trade like that. No, that's not a trade I would make whatsoever. That is very, very bad. Let's see here. 12-team PPR, QB Goff, Not the greatest quarterback. Running back Mixon, James Cook. These are 3 players I don't draft right off the bat. Tyreek Hill, nice work. Devontae Smith, nice work. Be patient with them. Ayuk, nice work. You got 3 great wide receivers, but I can't stand the top part of your squad there. Breece Hall, nice, but you got to get him in your. Why is he still on your bench? Noah, why are you listing with your running backs? Why are you still listing Breece Hall at your bench spot? I don't understand what's going on there, my guy. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? There's breaking news on Breece Hall too. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Breece Hall is still him, according to sources. He is him. What are we doing here, Noah? What are we doing here? Why are we disrespecting Breece Hall and putting him on our bench here? Get him in the lineup and do it live. It makes your team look a lot better as well. Love your effort, Noah, but we got to fix that, okay? Disrespectful. I like your team. I put Breece Hall in, then it's looking a lot better. Trade Mixon and James Cook for 1 running back, bro. ETN type player. Go do it live. Trade Judy now that he's back. Addison potentially. Anthony Richardson, if this is a 1 QB league, it looks like 12 PPR QB. I don't see 2 QB. So I'm trading Anthony Richardson. I'd maybe trade Ayuk on the high. Richardson and Ayuk together. Judy and Ayuk together. Addison and Ayuk together. Mixon and Ayuk together. And just start going down the second round players. You know what I'm saying? Second round players. And just start knocking off offers and start looking at rankings like go look at a pre-rank list from last year and start pecking orders. Go Ridley. Can you get Ridley using combos of that? Can you get Ridley using Anthony Richardson? Go to the depleted quarterback teams and say, what do they have? They've got Ridley. They've got Devontae Smith. They got Waddle. Maybe the best you can do is Love and a potential Judy for Waddle, for Devontae Smith. Those are attainable things, my guy. Very attainable. Debo as well. Noah, you do that, and this team turns around in a millisecond. Flip of a hat. Flip of a snap of a finger. This team is a contender immediately. It's got the components to be a contender, but you do need to make it rain a little bit, bro. Okay? Vampy with a $5 hauler. Vampy is my guy. Appreciate you, Smitty. Restarted my app and my phone and still couldn't super chat. Well, have you ever been able to? Did you not enable the ability to do that on your phone? Like, did it just go away? You might need to look at your settings, go into the accessibility or in settings, I forget where it is. Screen time. I think it's under screen time. Go to iTunes and you got to enable that feature. How are we feeling about Javonte? Need a running back, but his knee scares me. Why does his knee scare you? I was thinking of offering Khalil Herbert plus London. I would definitely take, I don't know if I'd definitely take that, but that's very fair on both sides. Then offer Pittman for Garrett Wilson. I highly doubt you get Garrett Wilson for Pittman, but to be honest with you, the way people are asking questions about Garrett Wilson's lack of value and what they should send him away for wouldn't shock me in the slightest. At the end of the day, I probably would take Javonte, and I, of course, would take Garrett Wilson. Those would be smashes. Zach, you got a whole lot of background noise, but that's okay, bro, because you're the only person on the phone line right now. But you are live, my guy. What can I do for you? Keep it as short as possible. I can't do full roster evaluations. I don't have time for that during the busy season as much. I do it for, like, the big super chatters because, look, They're dropping it. They're slowing down the show for good reason because they're dropping a wad on the screen to keep the lights on. But I can't do a full roster eval for you. Hit me with as fast a question as you can get. Out. Go.
Okay, I got this trade offer. I'm trading away Michael Pittman and Tyler Algier for Lamar Jackson, Drake London, and Tank Bigsby. I have Goff and Love as my QB.
Read that one more time, bro.
Michael Pittman and Algier, and I'm getting Lamar Jackson, Drake London, and Tank Bigsby. And I have Goff and Love.
Yeah, why? I mean, bro, this is a smash. Like you're blasting this guy to a million pieces. Like I would look, Lamar Jackson has busted in week 1 so far. Like, but so is every other quarterback. So we have to kind of give the benefit of the doubt in a little way to Lamar, enough to say London and Lamar. Like, honestly, bro, you could flip this pretty easily. You know, so all this is, even though we're doubting London, we're doubting Lamar, this is flippable stuff. You could flip this rather easily. You smash it, and then you move on to your next trade. Easy question,
and
bro.
even though I have Bijan, you would still do it?
I mean, that shouldn't hold you back from getting that value, bro. It sucks. It's a stupid move. I'll be honest. It's a stupid move. This whole trade Charbonnet away in a trade when you've got Walker. It's like the owner has some fetish with dividing up your team. It's a really stupid request, and I don't know. It's really ridiculous. I mean, it's an unorthodox move for sure. But Lamar and London, this is still like, we cannot discount or take away London's upside. And what you could do with this trade right here, what you could do with this value, I don't know, bro. Does anybody in the chat disagree here? Doesn't everybody here think you should take this and run and then flip it? Because I don't know that Pittman and Algier are going to get him a Lamar London. And part of me thinks, like, maybe you can't flip Lamar. You know, who's your quarterback?
I have Goff and Jordan Love.
I mean, Lamar's probably, yeah, I mean, I like Love a lot, but Lamar probably goes in your lineup. You know,
he definitely.
So yeah, bro, you got to smash the trade. You got to smash the trade. I mean, I hate getting rid of Algier, but just bank on Bijan to ball out. You know, it is what it is. All right, appreciate you, bro.
All right, for sure. Thanks, Smitty.
All right, Vegas Mark, what's up?
Hey, what up, Smitty?
Oh no.
So I'm thinking about moving Roshan, or I'm getting Roshan and Pickens for Rashad White. Easy smash, right?
Yeah. I mean, bro, like, look. Pickens and Roshan for Rashad White. I could arguably, bro, say I'd rather have Roshan over Rashad White. And I know some might disagree with me. Maybe not now after week 1 or whatever, but I would actually, I'm not going to say arguably. I'm going to tell you I would. Right now, I would trade if I had Rashad White and the owner was a stickler. Of course, I'm trying to get more, right? But the owner was a stickler. I would just do it. And I would say, I don't care. The end result's going to be the end result. I don't want to lose the value of Rashad White. How much value has Rashad White already lost in 1 week? How many players have lost value in 1 week? A ton. But Tucker's concerning. He's at his heels, nipping at his heels. Some would say he's in a sharing role already. And I'm going to say that you get Pickens on top of that, who is definitely better than Rashad White. You were smashing that guy into a million pieces.
Got him. Let's go. Let's go, baby. All right, man. Thank you, Smitty. I appreciate it, baby.
Later, Vegas Mark. Axe, you're live, but Axe, hang tight real quick. I got a $20 hauler from Lego, so hang tight, Axe. Let me give this man his flowers real quick.
Alert. Super chat alert.
That's my boy. My boy Lego says, keep killing it, Smitty. Lego just comes in and drops a $20 celebration super chat. Doesn't even ask a question. Smitty, I think you forgot my chat. It says Mike GP. Let's see, Mike GP super chat real quick. Sorry, Mike, if I did. Let me pull it up here. I have it checked off, but that doesn't mean that I didn't. And we got Kyle dropping 10 gifted memberships. Kyle to the moon. Kyle.
To the moon.
Kyle, appreciate you, Kyle. I can't thank you enough for helping the community by dropping those. It's such an amazing thing. Okay, Michael, let's see here. Would you trade Garrett Wilson, Herbert, and Roshan for CD, JT? Garrett Wilson, Herbert, Roshan for CD, JT in a millisecond. I'd take CD and JT in a millisecond. JT can win league. CD's arguably as good as that entire package anyway. Arguably, you could argue both sides, but Mike GP, this could be a win-a-league move. And at the end of the day, I think you're going to get him.
Got him.
That's really, really good. Okay, Axe, what can I do for you, pal? Hello? Axe.
All right, Smitty. Look,
What's up?
I was on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good boy.
all right. How you doing? All
I'm
right,
good,
I got
bro.
one quick question. I have Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook. I got Bijan Robinson and Gibbs all on one team. But I'm a little weak at the tight end spot. I have Kincaid and Tennessee Titans tight end. And at receiver, I had Christian Watson, but I had to sit him. But I'm thankful that I had the Cowboys defense. They pulled me through. I have to trade. A guy want to trade me Garrett Wilson and Hawkinson, the Vikings tight end.
Okay.
For Bijan.
Garrett Wilson and Hawkinson. I'm going to say no on that. I'm going to say negative. Stand down. Stand down. Reason being.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
Reason being is, like, we don't know what Hawkinson is, bro. You know, I like Hawkinson a lot, but I just don't know. I just don't have the vibe right now on this tight end, pool of players this year. I think everyone feels that way. And maybe Kincaid is gonna ball. Like, for a rookie to get what he got, which was kind of Laporta type numbers, right? We're all excited about Laporta.
Right.
We got to be excited about Kincaid. And what do you think Josh Allen and the Bills are going to do next week? Try and score some points. Try and figure this out. And I really think Kincaid is crafty enough to say, hey, you know what? Kincaid and Bijan, because that's what you're really doing. I know, like, value-wise, you're getting Garrett Wilson and Hawkinson, and you're trying to weigh that out, and I love Garrett Wilson to the point where I think people are just discrediting him, but he did lower in value, and this is like a trade as if Garrett Wilson didn't get lowered in value, and there you would kind of potentially contemplate it. If I could get muted Mario, I think he's already muted, but Rax Poker, I think you're playing poker right now. We hear the card shuffling. Just mute real quick. I appreciate you. Axe, I'm going to tell you, you got to look at it from what's your lineup look like. Kincaid and Bijan outscore Garrett Wilson and Hawkinson at the end of the day, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. You got to trust your gut, but I'm not doing that. No.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks, man.
All right, anything else, Axe? Appreciate you, man.
That's it. All right,
later. Hang tight, muted Mario and Rax Poker. I'm coming for you. I just got to drop these 2 or 3 super chats on screen. Nicholas, appreciate you. Nicholas with his $5 hauler. He says 10-team PPR 1 flex, Mahomes, Bijan, K9, Monty, Algier, Bigsby. Any trade ideas? Algier's got so much value, but you got Bijan. I wouldn't be tempted to move him unless you were desperate. And I think your receivers are so good. Flowers is a wide receiver 3 lock. Amon-Ra and Debo are absolutely phenomenal. Pickens is unbelievable as your 4th wide receiver. Pitts concerns me, but Higbee's decent. I'd throw Higbee in there at first for right now. And then your running backs, like, maybe I would trade like Monty and K9 to a running back needy team that has just Pollard. I mean, I'd smash the hell out of that trade. But past that, it's like, unless you're trading Pickens and Monty for a running back like that, unless you're trading maybe Monty high for an ETN, I would shoot for a Pollard. I would shoot for a Gibbs, Monty, and Pickens for Gibbs, Monty, and Pitts. Throw Pitts in there. Unless I'm doing something like that, I don't know that I'm making any moves, but I would certainly try to make maneuvers of that variety. I think that's a really, really decent combo of things to do. Hold on a second. Kyle's dropping multiple $20 super chats, guys. Hang tight. I got to do a double give his flowers sesh right here for this man right here. Lego, appreciate you dropping your $20 hauler, saying killing it. Mike GP, appreciate you. Nick, appreciate you. And Vampy, appreciate you. Said trade Deontay plus Sky for Waddle. Traded Deontay plus Sky plus Waddle plus Jacoby plus Khalil Herbert for A.J. Brown, Javonte Roshan. Yeah, so Waddle for A.J. Brown. I like A.J. Brown more. You got Javonte. Absolutely got him.
Got him.
Vampy, you absolutely got him. Now to celebrate the man known as Kyle Howard, who dropped not only 10 gifted memberships, but 2 back-to-back $20 haulers. Can we give the man a round of applause in the chat, please? And $20
Alert. Super chat alert.
Kyle, it has been determined by this court that you are an absolute moon man, and you've been sentenced to 1 year on the moon.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Keep up the good work, boss. I'll be texting you this week. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you. For anybody on my text line, I'm a little bit behind because of my 24-hour live stream. And I mean, I've obviously returned messages, but it's got me behind, and I've got like morning text messages I haven't got to yet. Keep up the good work, boss. I'll be texting you. You dropped two back-to-back $20 haulers with the same message. I don't know if you meant to do that, Kyle, but can I just say that I'm sending you to the moon again for what you just dropped, and that you dropped 2 of them. Can we do that? Let's go and do another $20 flower rain dance thing.
Alert. Super chat alert.
And just because, for good measure, since you dropped 2 $20 haulers, I'll do it again. The court has sentenced you to 2 months on the moon.
To the moon.
Appreciate you very much, my guy, for dropping your 20 wads on the screen. Thank you so much. KSO, appreciate you, KSO. KSO says, team is Burrow, Pollard, Walker, Monty. Actually, you know what? If anybody drops $50 haulers, they get to make bold predictions. But because the season's already started, we're going to have to create some sort of other thing like mid-season prediction board or something like that, because they can't be included in the full season prediction board. So we will do some sort of mid-season prediction board. Remind me, Kyle, you get a free prediction on that board, and the winner will get some prize as well as potentially co-host a segment or a show. You could do it on the phone line. You can co-host on the phone line. Team is Burrow, Pollard, Walker, Monty, Roshan, Bijan, Chase, Olave, Ayuk, London, Addison. Who are you trading for Watson, and moves should I make? Addison for Christian Watson would be a steal. I mean, there's not a lot to move because Watson's undervalued. Like Ayuk over Watson, I mean, Ayuk's probably got more value, so I don't know that I do that. Would I do it for Watson and like, you know, something ridiculous like Damian Pierce, and you throw something tiny back? Like, of course I would downgrade into Watson that way. So I probably sent, you know, I don't know. I'd probably say that's the thing that comes to mind. Like Brian Robinson and Addison for Christian Watson, you know, like Monty has got more value. So like Monty for Watson and something. You could send Monty and maybe Ayuk for Christian Watson and a player that's totally undervalued and underrated. You know, like if you could get like Christian Watson and a Kenneth Walker type player, then maybe you send Ayuk and Monty. But one could argue that that's pretty even, you know. So I don't know that there's much to do for Christian Watson. Your team is, you don't really need him. You got London, you've got Addison. Try for Addison and potentially, I don't know if you got a backup quarterback like Jordan Love somewhere, and go to the decimated team and try and offer something like that. But KSO, there's not a real Christian Watson move to make for you, and your team's really good. You just got to wait on it. I do sell Monty high if possible. It's not that I don't like him or believe in him, but I think his value is just at an all-time high, and I entertain it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doubting him. I'm just entertaining the sell high aspect of that. PPR, I think I need a wide receiver. I've got Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think, is who you have there. JSN and NJB. Right, who's NJB? Yeah, and Jigba. I think that's what you're abbreviating. Tony, Dell. The abbreviations I have to deal with you guys is so amazing. My shorthand's getting great. Hall, Gibbs, Javonte, awesome. Kamara, thoughts? I mean, wait on this team. This team's phenomenal. Unless you can trade like Garrett Wilson up to a Ridley by giving up a Algier, that's a thought. See if you can maybe get Garrett Wilson, who we love, but is there a safer player like Ridley? Is there a safer player like Diggs? Is somebody that desperate for an RB? It seems like Algier has this crazy value that you can go get the world with right now. And so I try it. I explore it. My Barkley, Evans, Algier for Diggs, Gibbs, and Godwin. If you get that done, you got him.
Got him.
And that's on the Diggs, Gibbs, Godwin side. But then I try and flip Godwin. That's a phenomenal move. Kyle dropping another $20 hauler, and he says, I meant to do the double. So he just wanted to tell me that.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Guy's a monster. Kyle's an absolute monster. I think he might actually be the Chupacabra. Kyle is a Chupacabra. Unbelievable. Trade Kyron Williams for Elijah Moore. I don't know, bro. It's like, what's the point in that? Like, both of you lose that trade just because it doesn't necessarily do anything, you know? I'm okay with it. Either side you want to be on, I'm fine with it. I mean, I do like Elijah Moore a little bit, but Kyron's got value too. So, sure, whichever side you want to be on, I Smitty approve. So you're not getting ripped off. That's a good news. Sign up for the text advice. Smitty is the man. Thank you, Logan. Appreciate you. He says sign up for the text advice. Do it live. Appreciate you, Logan, for dropping that. This is from Adam. Adam with the $5 hauler. I won my first week. I'm sorry I muted Mario and Rax Poker. I'm almost coming for you. I just get so behind these super chats if I don't keep up with them. So sorry, bros. Hang tight. These are the last two. From Adam, I won my first week. I got Deshaun Watson, Pacheco, Hall, and Aaron Jones, Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Kincaid. How can I make this team better? If I can, I'm trading Deshaun Watson up to Hurts, Burrow, Fields, and I think you can easily do so. Like, part of me thinks, bro, this is maybe where Garrett Wilson becomes a sacrifice piece to you. If you can go get Hurts using Garrett Wilson and Deshaun Watson and get something small thrown in, that's the kind of sacrifice I'm willing to make. And then you've got a team that's absolutely phenomenal here. Not that it isn't good already, but that's a good move, bro. In my opinion, that would be a good move. Looks like we had somebody drop. Kyle dropped at 10 gifted memberships. Kyle's in here doing work. He's in here doing work right now. Kyle, appreciate you. Appreciate you for your super chat, Adam. That's probably what I would do. I would try my best to upgrade. All right, let's go on over to Muted Mario and then to Rax Poker. Muted Mario, you've been so patient. You've been so muted. You've been so quiet. I didn't even know you're there. I'll be honest, I forgot you were there for a few minutes, maybe 15. What can I do for you? I'm sorry.
That's all good, Smitty. I'm already used to having you in my headphones all the time on YouTube, so.
Okay, maybe you forgot you were on hold. Maybe you forgot you were on hold. You just thought you were listening to the show. Sometimes
I did.
Sometimes people do that. What can I do for you, bro?
So, quick question. I want to grab Roshan. So I just want to know, like, who on my bench do you think I should drop? I got Cam Akers, London, who I'm not going to drop, Brian Robinson, Michael Thomas, McKinnon.
I mean, Cam Akers is still technically getting work. I still like McKinnon. What does the chat think? Are we going with Michael Thomas as a drop, or Akers, or McKinnon? I have a feeling the chat will say McKinnon, and I'm not objecting to that. I want Roshan more, but I'm just warning you that McKinnon could be the top waiver pickup of any of the next upcoming weeks. It just comes down to, will he get that opportunity that we thought he'd get, and he didn't? You know, will they get back to business? I mean, look, the KC Chiefs didn't get it done. And even though Kelce will probably be back, they still probably don't feel good about the receiving production, right? So they're going to make some changes. And I just think they're going to get back to maybe what worked. And what worked was McKinnon catching 9 touchdown passes last year. So I'm just very hesitant to drop him. We got a McKinnon, we got an MT, we got an Akers and Akers and Akers, a London. Come on, Sean, we're not dropping London. Maybe Sean's in your league and he wants you to drop London. That's the only explanation there. McKinnon. For Roshan, Fantasy Dad, I'd probably say drop Akers, bro. I don't feel like he's going to be anything. I just don't. So I would probably say I just feel like McKinnon's dangerous and I want to wait on him.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I like McKinnon. I don't really. As soon as I drop him, I think he's going to catch like 3 touchdowns, and then it's going to be impossible.
Kyle dropped another 20 or 10. I don't know at what point he dropped the 10 or the 20, but either way, Kyle dropped 20 and then he dropped 10 gifted memberships. So if you got a gifted membership in the chat, why don't you thank Kyle right now for it? Because the man's a monster tonight. And then he drops another $20 super chat. This guy's out here just keeping the lights on here. Kyle.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Kyle's keeping me in shape. I just did a quick pump. I did a couple curls there because I figure, I'm already jumping up and down for Kyle's aerobic workout he's giving me, so I might as well just pick up the weights, do a couple curls. All right, I got to get out of here quickly. Muted Mario, you have anything else real briefly?
No, that's all, brother.
Okay, appreciate you, man. All right, later. Rax Poker, as fast as you can. I don't want to say it because you've been on hold for so long. What can I do for you, Rax?
Hey, Smitty, how's it going?
I'm good, bro.
I don't know if I'm overreacting, but I got 2 running backs on my roster with their cuffs, and I just don't know if I can make it to the ship with these 2. A-Chain's on the waiver wire. I put a waiver in for him, but I just don't know who to drop. Also, Sky Moore is on the waiver wire. I kind of want him, but I also have Kadarius Toney on my bench. I don't know if I should keep both of them. But I'm dropping Tank Dell for A-Chain because I just have so many wide receivers. I don't even think he's going to be able to crack.
I definitely agree with that. A-Chain's going to get in there, but hold on. Kyle, look, Michael K. CPA has his own song. Kyle might just be earning his own song on the channel. We have very few people that have their own tune, and this guy just dropped 50 gifted memberships. I don't know if we'll start calling him like Kyle. Kyle Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Kyle. I don't know, dropping a 20 or 50 gifted memberships. So 50 of you about to get a gifted membership. You can thank Kyle. He's loading us up, and we might have a new emoji drop because when we get to a certain level,
thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Kyle to the moon. Let's send him to the moon again.
To the moon.
Unbelievable, Kyle. Kyle's doing God's work tonight. What's your main question other than that?
I mean, would you drop Tank Dell for A-Chain? And
yeah.
I mean, I already have a bunch of wide receivers. I don't think he's ever gonna crack my starting lineup, is what I'm saying. Would you drop him? I mean, I have literally Ridley, Amon-Ra, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Christian Watson, Kadarius Toney. I just don't see Tank Dell ever cracking.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But keep an eye on him. Monitor him because he's he's a good RB. A good wide receiver.
I only have 2 running backs on my roster. It's Ken Walker and Khalil Herbert with Roschon and Charbonnet.
Yeah.
I don't have any running backs. I kind of need one. So
yeah, he's a good wide receiver though. Just monitor him, okay?
Okay.
Just keep your finger over the button and just because I think Tank Dell is going to be a guy we're talking about it massively, but it just might not be right away. Rax Poker, appreciate you, man. Marsman Rock Out, you are live, my man.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? You think I should get a backup tight end? I got Higbee as my starter.
Backup tight end, you got Higbee as your starter. Depends who's out there, bro. Doesn't hurt, but if you got to drop a Roschon or an A-Chain, I'm gonna say negative.
I got. Let's see. There's Ferguson and Musgrave.
I don't know. I think who you got to drop though.
Yeah, this thing is tough.
It'd be one. You what?
I would probably have to drop either McKinnon or Dove.
Yeah, I'd probably just wait because it's not like a player you even know is going to help you. Like it'd be one thing if you have no backup tight end and Laporta's out there, but you're picking up a guy just to pick up a guy at this point. I mean, you might as well just wait until you need him and maybe different tight ends available. So I'd say stand down. Stand down. Cool. Yep, stand down. All right, hang tight, rock out. Might come back to you. The Isaac, you're going to have to make it snappy. I got some super chats I got to get to, Isaac, so what can I do for you, pal?
All right, what's up, Smitty? Hopefully a quick one here. I really want to pick up Roshan. He's chilling on the waiver wire. I just don't know who to drop. Here's who I can drop on the bench: Tank Dell, Charbonnet, OBJ. That's about it. I'm pretty
Odell
overall.
Odell, bro. He didn't even really what do you end up with? Was it?
Oh, like 3 for like 30 or 40 maybe.
Yeah, I did not get the vibe
3 for 37.
I did not get the vibe that his body's like what he used to be. I did not. Odell's just a placeholder. And not to mention, if he tries to do more, he probably gets hurt. So that's easy, bro. The fact that you have Odell over Roshan right now is nearly take-a-lap worthy material anyway. So just get it done, rectify it, and then go to bed at night with a smile on your face.
It's not that I do, but I don't know what it is. I kind of have like a little bit of belief in Odell this year.
Well, then if you do, then drop. Who was your other guy? It was Odell, Tank, and who?
Odell, Tank, and Charbonnet, which I'm not doing because I have Walker.
I just want Tank over Odell. I mean, you do what you got to do. Drop Tank or Odell. I'm dropping Odell.
No, I'm Tank. This is good perspective because I do have Tank over Odell. So you know what? I'm with it. With it.
I mean, is Odell really going to shock the world and come out and be like a top 12 or 15 or even 25 wide receiver? I highly, 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 highly doubt it. And if he does, it's for 1 week, bro. It's going to be a 1 week blow up, and then he's going to go back to normal. I just don't see it. I mean, we got to keep in mind Lamar didn't do well, but he didn't do well, and Zay Flowers did. And that's another point to bring up here with Zay Flowers, guys. Is imagine what Zay Flowers does if Lamar's on point, because Zay Flowers was a monster when Lamar was not good. So can't wait to see what happens. All right, appreciate you, Isaac.
I mean,
what?
All right, man.
What else?
No, I was just going to say the fact that Zay Flowers came out as a rookie in Game 1 and did what he did does say a lot about that team, especially OJ looking like a wide receiver 2 or 3. So yeah, it makes sense.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Rock out. I'm probably going to close the phone lines here and get to these super chats. Is there anything else you would like to add, Mars man?
Yeah, with McKinnon, do you think we got a bias from like last year, or you think something's actually going to happen?
Well, I mean, I kind of covered that a minute ago, just saying that, like, I don't know, but you got to think KC's not happy with the result, and I know that Kelce coming back is going to change things, but I don't think they're just waiting for that and saying, once Kelce's back, everything's fine. I think they're literally going, we got to get back to what worked, and we have to assume that maybe we don't have Kelce the whole game. Maybe he's a little limited. I don't know that he will be, but, like, they need to get back to what worked. What worked last year was 9 receiving touchdowns. McKinnon was a monster, and so I just think they're going to look to that. I don't know for sure. Yeah, I think they'll run Pacheco a ton because I think that they know that worked. So we'll see. We'll see, bro. It's really, really hard to know, but I'm just not dropping him. Right. I'm not starting McKinnon yet, but I'm holding him, and if anybody drops him, I'm trying to pick him up if I have room.
What's your feeling on JSN the next couple weeks?
Just don't know when. At some point he's popping. I can't say when. Gino's got to bounce back before I can really determine that. So we got to see Gino do his thing.
Yeah, same.
But I do like him. I still love going after JSN. All right, man. Appreciate your rock out.
I appreciate it.
Last caller, Young. Last caller of the night, Young. What can I do for you? Be as brief as you can. Probably can't do a total roster breakdown because I'm getting behind here already.
All right, hey, Smitty, you can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, man. So we're talking a little bit earlier about me wanting to trade Saquon right now. My running backs is Javonte. I got Saquon, Javonte, Herbert, Roshan, A-Chain, but I think I might be able to I'm trying to get Tony Pollard, man, somehow. What do you think about, like, Saquon and Dotson for Pollard?
I'd do it. I hate giving up Dotson before he's even done anything, but I would do that. I just think Pollard's good enough.
Yeah, like I have St. Brown, Ridley, Dotson, Pickens, and I don't know. I think something like that, he might go for it.
Yeah, I'd try it. I mean, try other things too. Like if I'm picking up Puka and doing it.
Puka's gone.
Okay.
He was gone off waivers this morning, but I was able to drop Howell and get Love too.
Okay.
Today.
Who's he got at quarterback?
He has Watson, Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun.
And
who the hell's Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun.
Oh yeah. Okay, Deshaun. Like, wow, you guys make up names sometimes. The other day I got in trouble because of that, because somebody said Bryce Hall, and my mind went to Bryce Young because he's calling him Bryce. He's like, "Well, you think I take Bryce Hall?" And I'm like Bryce Young. You don't.
Yeah, Bryce and Brees. That's pretty bad. I mean, Deshaun and Deshaun. That's. I mean, come on.
It's close. It's close. It's like cement and cement, I guess.
Not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. I'm kind of stressed on Barkley a little bit. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? What do you think of the chances of Dable just seeing the error of his ways and kind of making some corrections possibly?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm in a wait and see mode with that offense. I mean, I think we can't panic on Barkley if we're not panicking on the other quarterbacks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But at the same time, it's like I never really loved Danny Dimes anyway. So this is more of like confirmation of what I'm fearing. Hey, Young, appreciate you. I got to get back to this stuff. Call in. We probably may go live, should be going live tonight, I assume, to do some drafting for week 2. But hang tight. Appreciate you, Young. Call in tonight if we do it, okay?
All good, Smitty.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Later. Appreciate you. Kyle dropping a 50-watt on screen. He can't just leave it alone, he says.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Kyle dropping monsters. He says, F it, what's one more? He says, what's one more? He doesn't care. He's like, let's do it live. I appreciate you so much, my man. This one right here is from Scully. Scully says, team hurt, Saquon, Javonte, Jamal, Swift, Pacheco, Roshan, Diggs, any moves? I'm getting rid of Saquon, as you just heard. I'm getting rid of Jamal on the high. Kamara's coming back. Swift is hard to trade, but who the hell knows what happens this week. Hopefully he gets some run, but I don't know that he's guaranteed it. If Penny comes back with kind of Gainwell out. Diggs, Godwin. I'm probably trading Godwin and Saquon for Pollard. I'm probably trading McLaurin and Saquon for Pollard. I love Flowers. I love JSN and what he eventually becomes. Godwin and McLaurin are expendable to try and upgrade Saquon and upgrade Swift or Jamal or Javonte. So those probably where I'm going with those, and to start working through the second and third round equivalent players and start making some offers. ETN and going after upgrade with taking Godwin and one of those 2 wide receivers or whatever, taking Godwin and turning him into a doubted Devontae Smith or Debo before they bounce back. Appreciate you, Soli, with the $5 hauler. Thanks again. Gilbert with the $5 says 10-team 0.5 PPR. Fields, Love, Pollard, Bijan, Gibbs, Walker, Roshan. Make a move for a wide receiver. Fields, Love. You trade Love if it's a 1 QB, of course, and it doesn't say Superflex. So you trade Love to the decimated quarterback team, and there's probably 1 or 2 of them at least. Pollard and Bijan and Gibbs you don't touch. Walker, if you can start all 4, you don't touch that room. If you can start only 3, you might want to entertain trading Walker and a receiver, Walker Dotson for a wide receiver. But Lamb, Ridley, you're fantastic there. Would I try and turn Lamb into St. Brown by offering up, let's say, a Love? If that owner needed a quarterback, that's one idea. Would I offer Lamb and Dotson for St. Brown? Would I try and go up just a little tiny bit? Yeah. Would I even buy low on Garrett Wilson using Walker if you could only start 3 running backs? You can start 4 running backs. I like it. But Walker and Garrett Wilson are a pretty even swap anyway, in a good move in a sense, because Walker's got that 4th round value. That's buying Garrett Wilson right at his floor. Do I trade Godwin and Myers for Kupp and Puka? I would. Absolutely. That's the best way to try and go get Cooper Kupp. You're not really giving up much. Let everyone know what they get with their membership. Anybody that got a gifted membership, good thinking, Vamp. If you got that $199 membership gifted to you by Kyle, and probably about 100, 115, 120 of you did, your name is now green. And you can renew it if you want. And renewing it shows you're a supporter of the channel. It's $1.99 a month. Not a big commitment, but it shows you how supportive you are of the channel. Everybody sees your green name. You're kind of a part of the crew. You're a member of something growing, something big, something special as we build this bad boy up. And I appreciate every one of you. And the other thing too is I come in on Sunday mornings and answer only questions from people with green names. And just go after in the Sunday morning hour before kickoff, just going question after question after question, and super chats, of course. So that's what happens on Sunday mornings. But you also get all those amazing emojis. So if anybody with the green name hits that little emoji icon, start dropping like your Bijan emojis, your Charbonnet emojis, all your emojis, Garrett Wilson emojis. Drop them right now and just send them into the chat. Sepsis said drop Tony for London or McKinnon on waivers. Go get London. Go get London. London shouldn't be on waivers. Super chat from LOL. Burrow, Bijan, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Dotson, Walker, benches, London, Roshan. Any moves? Probably say that you don't touch anything, but maybe I like Walker too as a flex. London and I mean, Freiermuth is tradable because everyone's tight ends are hurting, and maybe you just roll with Kincaid and you just say, let me trade London and Freiermuth for a doubted Devontae Smith right now, or a Higgins who had 0 points. That might be a move that you can make. But I would use London and Freiermuth to get as high of a wide receiver as I can. Debo's even not out of question for me. I really think Debo's going to have a really nice year. 10.5 PPR, Fields, Love, Pollard, Bijan, Gibbs, Walker, Roshan. I think I already handled this one. This is the one. Yeah, I already talked about this one. That's a great team, by the way, again. Mostert, Swift, and Moss. Mostert, Swift, or Moss. I'm not starting Moss right now. As long as Mostert plays and Mostert seems like he's going to, he was just taking a rest day, it seems, he's probably the safest move. Lamar Jackson, Bijan, Swift, Herbert, Olave, Devontae Smith, Andrews, Nico. Trust your gut on that one because Zach Moss could do something, but I don't know if he's guaranteed anything at all. Hayden Hurst, trade ideas. I mean, throw Hayden Hurst in your lineup, trade Andrews away. Andrews and maybe a freaking, I don't know, Andrews and Lamar Jackson for one of the doubted top 5 quarterbacks. Hurts, Fields, Josh Allen. One of those, Burrow, one of those guys, Lamar and Andrews, and go upgrade your quarterback into Jalen Hurts. That would make you potentially win your league, in my opinion. I think that's one of the best moves a team can make right now that's maybe hurting, needs a little bit of firepower for their team. I think trade for Jalen Hurts would be phenomenal. Traded Olave for TJ Hawkinson. It's not that I'm sending you on a lap necessarily, but like Hawkinson, if drafted today, would go in round probably 4. Olave goes in the top 18 overall. So I don't think this was a good move. But I still appreciate you. 14-team league still have Waddle, Dotson. I would not have done that. Fair market value commanded that you get more. My tight end was Dulcich, and no good tight end on waivers. There's probably somebody you could have grabbed, though, I imagine. I don't like that. I don't like that move at all. It could work out for you. Olave got injured, and then he came, he just had cramps, really. But there was a thought that he went, so anything can happen. But I think overall value-wise, fair market value-wise, I don't like the trade. But I appreciate you, and I think it still could work out. You got a nice, advantage at the tight end position in a 14-team league, but I wouldn't have done that. Bryce, Breeze, tomato, says Charles in his hammock. Appreciate you. Twice Smitty's voice activated my Bigsby voice response on my Android discussing Bigsby on Super Chats. Bigsby, call Mom. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you. That's it. Super Chats are caught up. Appreciate everybody being here. Open the phone line I'm going to go for now because I'm going to try and come back and do some drafting tonight. So appreciate all of your Super Chats. If I missed anybody's Super Chat, don't get mad at me. Just tell me in the comments, Smitty, you missed my Super Chat. Here's my question, and I will take care of you. So I apologize if I did miss anybody. I don't think I did. Thank you, especially thank you to Kyle Howard. I mean, what can someone say to a man named Kyle that comes in like Santa Claus and just drops gifted memberships everywhere left and right? Thank you, Kyle. Thank you for the Super Chat, Kyle. Thank you for the other Super Chat, Kyle. Thank you for the gifted memberships, Kyle. Thank you for the Super Chat, Kyle. The Super Chat, Kyle. Thank you for the $20 hauler Lego. Thank you for the $20 hauler Giancarlo. Thank you for the $20 hauler. Let's see here. $20 hauler. From let me just go through these. I'm appreciative for everybody's Super Chat, but Craig, thank you for the Super Chat, Craig, the $20 hauler. Michael O for the Super Chat, the $20 hauler. Thank you, bro. Ronnie, appreciate your Super Chat, your $20 hauler. Thank you to everybody who dropped those 20 wads on screen. Can't thank you enough. Joshua, I got offered Daniel Jones and Ayuk for Joe Burrow and Breece Hall. No, you didn't. There's no way you got offered. That is the worst offer I have ever heard in my entire life. You need to send him the your offer stinks video clip, bro. That's insane. I think it was at 57 seconds and send it to him. I effed up, traded Ayuk for Roshan. Or no, not Roshan. My eyes are seeing things. I effed up and traded Ayuk for Brian Robinson and Dylan. Yeah, low, so that's not good. When did you do that trade, though? Sean just became a loyal member of the channel. Appreciate you, Sean. Thank you so much. And I'm glad to have all you new members. Vampy says 12-team non-PPR Fields, Bijan, Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Gabe Davis, Ferguson, Monty, Dallas, bench, Breece, Dalvin Cook. I don't know what, Ray Bob's team? Okay. Thank you, Vampy. Appreciate you doing that. 12-team. Love the team. Love the team. Nothing to trade here. Honestly, because you throw Breece right into your lineup. If you can't start Breece Hall, like you're only allowed to start three RBs, like there's no double flex, then maybe you trade Monty and a potential. I mean, I don't think Gabe Davis will get you anything, but maybe you trade Monty for Debo and replace Gabe Davis and throw Breece into your lineup. That would be the best move I can come up with in my head real quickly, or a Devontae Smith or a Waddle or something like that. Is Pacheco and JSN for JT too much? No, I'd probably take JT for that, bro, if you can afford to stash and wait. Tristan, can we talk about potential trade Love and Jawan for Pickett and Pitts in Superflex Dynasty? I want the love side. Pickett's not enough, and I don't know that Pitts is going to ever amount to anything in that offense, bro. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Love is just the better side of that trade. I would take the Love side in a millisecond. Miss my Super Chat, says Caleb. Let me look real quick. Caleb, for the Super Chat that you dropped. What would you do with this team? Lamar, Chubb, Henry, Watson, Debo, Waller. I mean, I'd like to trade Lamar into one of the doubted 4 quarterbacks. You know, Hurts would be amazing right now. If you could maybe throw in, I would literally throw in Dotson. I would throw in Waller for free to upgrade Lamar into a top, like a Mahomes. And because Waller's going to be injured all year anyway, I think trading Waller in to upgrade Henry or Chubb into Pollard, I would throw Waller in to do that. I would throw Dotson in to upgrade Christian Watson into a Ridley. I don't know that he's going to do that. Waller and Christian Watson for Ridley. I don't know that he's going to do that. Garrett Wilson might be a good receiver for you to go get using Waller potentially. I just don't trust Waller. Pick up Dobbs in case Watson sits. Yes, I would pick up Dobbs in case Watson sits, but I'm not dropping any of these guys like Khalil Herbert, so there have to be some other player or I couldn't do it, I don't think, unless Christian Watson could be put on IR. But I think upgrading your quarterback or Chubb or Henry into a better RB potentially, like even like if you downgraded Chubb or Henry into Gibbs and got a Debo or something to put in the lineup, that would be also a really, really good move, bro. That would be a move that maybe helps you, I think, get an advantage that's quietly amazing and league winning. Loso, yesterday, to be honest, I wanted to help my friend. You did that trade yesterday, Loso? It's a good pal right there. It's a good pal. Traded Keenan Allen for Godwin and Javonte. I like that, but I would flip Godwin immediately. Appreciate your super chats, everybody. That's going to close out the show. Charles, you have 30 seconds. I have no time. Go ahead.
Hey, what's your opinion on Favre? Do you think that his health? Do you think he's pick up Hunter Henry or Musgrave or just?
What's my opinion on who?
Thank you.
On who?
Freiermuth.
Freiermuth. I mean, is he questionable to play?
Yes.
How questionable is he? Let me see what the news is on Freiermuth, because honestly, I don't have that right in front of me right now. Freiermuth. Let's pull it up.
He's got a chest injury.
Yeah, but I mean, is his game in doubt, or is he fully expected to play? Let me see.
They don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that we have a word though. So I mean, you wait and see. What's your option? What's the question though?
If you had to choose Musgrave or Hunter Henry.
Let me pull it up. Why won't I pull up? Nothing's working for me. I got to restart everything. Musgrave or that's tough. Can we answer this later in the week, bro? I think we just need more information. I hate to just misguide you on this one. I think end of the day, I think he plays, but we'll just have to check out his status closer to kickoff. I mean, Musgrave's not bad. Musgrave's not bad. The other option was what?
Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry. That's not bad either, though. I'm going to say if I had to choose right now between Hunter Henry and Musgrave, I would say probably in Musgrave. What did he finish with this line? Do you have his stats in front of you? Let me see. Let me pull up it in the league here. I have a league right here. Musgrave ended up with a line of four targets, 3 receptions, 50 yards. I just think he's such a specimen, bro. I know Hunter Henry had a pretty nice day though, and honestly, Mac Jones played very well. Travis is very, very excited about that, and I don't blame him. Hunter Henry finished with 8 targets, 1 touchdown, and 56 yards. I guess I would roll with Hunter Henry for the moment, just because those targets were insane. I mean, 8 targets. Was it 8 or 6? Oh, 6 targets. 6 targets. Yeah, I'd probably roll with him just off the hot hand, catching a touchdown. Really Mac Jones' safety net. And then Musgrave, let him develop a little bit. If Christian Watson's out again, maybe we have a tough call. But let's wait and see if Freiermuth plays. I'd rather start Freiermuth.
Okay.
All right, later, pal. Appreciate you. All right, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. We'll see you potentially later tonight.